We're live. We are live.
If we look to the answer as to why for so many years we achieved so much, prospered as no other people on earth, it was because here in this land, we unleashed the energy and individual genius of man to a greater extent than has ever been done before. Freedom and the dignity of the individual have been more available and assured here than in any other place on earth. The price for this freedom at times has been high, but we have never been unwilling to pay that price. Those who say that we're in a time when there are no heroes, they just don't know where to look. The sloping hills of Arlington National Cemetery, with its row upon row of simple white markers bearing crosses or stars of David, they add up to only a tiny fraction of the price that has been paid for our freedom.
Happy 4th, Heidi.
Each one of those markers is a monument to the kind of hero is so formidable as the will and moral courage of free men and women. It is a weapon our adversaries in today's world do not have. It is a weapon that we as Americans do have. Let that be understood by those who practice terrorism and prey upon their neighbors. As for the enemies of freedom, those who are potential adversaries, they will be reminded that peace is the highest aspiration of the American people. We will negotiate for it, sacrifice for it. We will not surrender for it now or ever. We are Americans.
Gotta give a man credit. He sure could do a speech, man. Jeez,
He was professionally trained for such things. That's why he was such a good president. Well, I guess that's kind of objective, really. But whether you liked him as president or thought he was a terrible president, either way, the man did know how to deliver about 2 pages worth of very impactful words.
He definitely had his speech giving stuff together. Yeah, that was a rapping song about the independence. Yeah. Maybe later. Well, this is Toby Keith, actually. Rest in peace, Toby. Oh, yeah, he's passed. Wow. Welcome, everyone. Oh, wait, I must have seen that on the screen. Go back on the screen there. There we go.
Hello.
Welcome to the News on the Flip Side, Friday edition. How y'all doing? It's, tomorrow's the 250th anniversary of our great roll through the planet.
Tomorrow, hell, in 2 hours. Less than.
It's as we all celebrate the great Americas versus the former continent. Yes, the former continent. People, where we used to live, and then we got smart and we moved over here. Like all the Europeans want to do now. They've been here. They're like, oh shit, I want to go back to. We got some clips we're going to play later about that. But,
I don't know if you heard this soundbite, but I don't know where the gentleman was from, but it was the most profound thing I heard of any European said about America. And the guy said, I can't believe it. The propaganda is wrong. America, it really is cool. It has everything. No wonder they don't travel, or something to that effect. Apparently, wherever he's from, where they're de-propagandized negatively in their news services, so they had all nothing but
pretty much
a bad first impression before they even had a first impression is really what they had.
But this isn't anything new. Europeans been hating on American media for a long time. The European media has been hating on us for at least 2 decades. This started back with matter of fact, with the gentleman we played in the beginning of the show with Ronald Reagan. America was making 2 big leaps. Too many people wanting to come over here. Look, as it is, we're the number 1 place to move to. Everybody wants to live here, and once you come here, you don't want to leave. And you got hey Rosemary, you have so many people right now, Europeans filing for visas that it's not even funny. And one of the good clips we're going to play later on. So you get this little blonde girl, and she's like, "Well, you can just bet all these Europeans are going to be angry. They're going to be angry after everything's over and they go home. They're just going to be angry." And I'm like, "Wow, this girl's getting kind of angry. You know why they're going to be angry? Because they had to go back to Europe. Because they had to go back to Europe."
Well, no, I don't think so. So
man, they're doing it in their cars. We got clips of it tonight. They're in their cars in England. No, they're in their cars
across the country. They're taking trains.
No. That's not what I'm talking about. These people are sitting in their cars in England, in France, in Germany, going, "Oh my God, this sucks. I'm home." They don't want to be there. First off, I didn't know this. There's no drive-throughs in Europe. The fuck Americans couldn't live there. We'd be like, "No drive-throughs."
Yeah,
get the fuck.
They don't have.
Here.
Have you ever been there? They don't have enough room. The city too close. They don't have enough room.
I learned one thing about that. Being a contractor, there's always enough room. You just got to be willing to modify.
Go to Spain. Go to what is it?
It doesn't matter. You can go to New Orleans.
Oh no, dude,
just go to New Orleans. New Orleans is built just like any European city.
No, there's a street in Granada, Spain, right around the corner from the shop where I bought my switchblade, where you can literally. This is one building. That's another building, and you're not all the way stretched out. That's how close.
But that's not a real street. Nah, see, that's not a real street. That don't count.
It was a street.
It has to be a street where 2 cars can pass to be considered a legit street. Anything else than that is a walkway or a path. It's not. They don't consider them streets. They consider them not even avenues. What they call there's actually.
It was a street when they only used horses, though.
No, it wasn't considered a street back then anyway. They call it something else. They even horse streets are wide.
They might call it a lane or an alley, but yeah.
You do notice, right? Even horse things were wide because carriages are as wide as wider than cars today. So no, they're
buckboards, yeah.
So the reason, the problem for them is everything's built right next to each other. It's not streets or anything else. It's just everything's. So what you have to do, like
this much space between buildings. It's like
so. What they did in New Orleans is they said, okay, we're going to give you a drive-through, but we're going to give you a runner. Because you can't pull around because there's buildings on both sides. So we're going to give you a runner. So you come down, like on a Central Pro Street, they keep the first 3 lanes open. You pull in, a runner comes out, gets your money, goes in, brings back food, away you go. Because that's the only way they can do it. That way you don't have to get out your car.
It's more curbside than drive-through.
I agree with that. It is more curbside. But the Europeans don't have either, so they're pissed.
No, yeah.
So wait, and then this shit cracks me. If the girl's sitting there, she gets a drink. They bring her a medium drink, right? This thing is medium drink at a restaurant, pretty decent sized drink. She's like, Jesus, it was huge. And then the guy says, and you can get free refills over there. First off, Europeans don't get free refills. Nobody over there does. They don't get a free refill. They're like, fuck you, don't get no free refill.
Except for water, but sodas and everything, yeah.
So they didn't even know what a fucking doggy bag was. It's frowned on in Europe to get a doggy bag.
Mm-hmm. It is.
I'd be like, shh, give me my damn doggy bag, especially if I'm eating a steak or something.
Ohio has those too, Heidi. Drive-through beer stores and wine,
liquor stores,
cigarettes.
New Orleans got drive-through daiquiri stores. Top that, baby.
Yeah. Oh wow.
And you get way more than daiquiris there too.
I can't top that. I can't top a drive-through daiquiri joint, but 300 yards, 100 yards, I don't know, right across the street, is a store that has spiked slushies.
That's
It's
cool.
like malt liquor frozen, like a slushy.
Well, in New Orleans,
adult beverage.
Yeah, well, the reason why the people in New Orleans did the daiquiri thing is all the locals would just go get a icy and a bottle of rum and make them in daiquiri. That's what they would do. Or they'd go get a strawberry, whatever ices they had, and they would put booze in them, and that was their daiquiri. Well, somebody said, well, you know what? So I worked for Orleans Icy when they decided to take on daiquiris. And we had a special van with a daiquiri machine in it. So I could drive around and show people how it worked. And this daiquiri machine, you could, instead of having a machine for each flavor, they actually had flavors for the machine, which was cool. But in the end, people wanted, because if you're going to sell daiquiris in New Orleans, you've got to have 25 machines running nonstop, man. I mean, these fucking
Georgia's like that.
Yeah, I mean, they're alcoholics. And when it gets hot, man, daiquiris, I always bought. So I would get a big white Russian with 2 shots of Everclear in it, because it was already 151. So
Everclear is 190 proof. That's a strong beverage.
Well, it came with 3 shots of 151, and I got 2 shots of Everclear. The fucking thing was this big, Jay. I mean, it was this tall, and this freaking wide. It still is today. There was a lot of daiquiri in it.
Well, yeah, I mean, you have Wet Willie's. They're in downtown New Orleans, and they have a satellite sister company in Savannah that does all. And then they also sell beer and wine at the bar, but they have a wall of just frozen slushy machines, Bahama Mama, all kinds of different. You just name a traditional on the rocks or frozen beverage. And they sell them, but they only sell you 2 per visit, because all of them are so high in alcohol. They're like 3 and 4 different, shots of like 151, 190 proof stuff in them.
So,
and that was one of my specialties as a bartender in Savannah. I made it one of my specialties was to be a daiquiri guy. And when I was at the Hard Times Cafe, which is it's basically a chili joint in Rockville, a table asked for a daiquiri. And I told he didn't say whether he wanted it frozen or on the rocks. So those are the 2 ways you can get it. The traditional way was on the rocks. The frozen way is what most people like it, but that's not the traditional way. So I said, well, go ask him what he wants, traditional or frozen. And she comes back traditional. So I took it up, boom, boom, fresh ice, boom, there you go. He had no idea what it was. He's like, this isn't traditional. It's supposed to be all like a slushie. I'm like, yeah, no, that's a frozen one, sir. This is traditionally it's a shaken drink on the rocks. And he's like, really? And I'm like, yeah, try it. And he's like, all right, I like it. He didn't send it back. Once he tried it, he loved it. It was fantastic. So yeah, daiquiris are very refreshing.
Well, Jimmy, no, the reason I considered a daiquiri before it was a slushy daiquiri is because it's supposed to have an umbrella. If it don't have an umbrella, it ain't a fucking daiquiri.
Yeah,
okay.
I didn't put that kind of stuff
because if serious drinkers don't want the fucking umbrella in there. Let's be honest. I don't mind when they used to put the 4 pieces of fruit on the stick.
If they wanted the garnish, I wouldn't put it. A lot of times they would, but they didn't want the fruit umbrella, but they would like the garnish, and which is usually what traditionally is pineapple, orange, cherry on a skewer or an umbrella. So I just take we have the sword skewers too at the Hard Time, so and give them their sides like that.
Jack, if you go to New Orleans, ask for daiquiri, they're going to give you the frozen daiquiri. That's what they're going to do.
Yes.
But that's everybody makes them. Well, you can get them at any daiquiri store because they just sell daiquiri. You walk in, there's a bunch of machines going, and you get whatever you want. And but if you're like in a club and you want a daiquiri, they usually have a machine with a base in it. They use it and they put the flavors in it.
Yeah, it's basically just unflavored ice. Put in the syrup and bam, there you go.
It just varies, but no one takes its daiquiri serious. But people go down there. Good friend of mine comes down Canada. I can't wait to get a hurricane. Everybody says how bad. I was like, dude, the hurricane will fuck you up. He's like, no, it won't fuck you up. I said, man, especially because
it's got what 7, 8 liquids in it?
Oh God, it's ridiculous. And anyway, it's very, very sweet. So if you're not a person who can handle sweet liquor, you should just stay away from the fucking thing. It's like Hawaiian punch on steroids is what it is.
Yeah.
It's so you drink, and the damn thing is this tall. I mean, literally, I can't even fit it in the picture. I mean, if I turned it sideways, this is how tall the glass is, and it's about this big around. It's not like this glass. It's about twice the size of this glass. and it'll get the ordinary person drunk. One glass will get the ordinary person drunk. You know, I was talking about the big DAC White Russians earlier. So I'd get a White Russian. So we'd go out. We'd all leave the house around 9 o'clock, and we'd go get a bite to eat. And about 10, I'd stop at a daiquiri store, get a daiquiri. And I kept that daiquiri all night. I'd be sipping on that daiquiri everywhere we went. Even if we went to a club, I'd leave the daiquiri in the car, and I'd come back. No, because the damn thing didn't melt that fast. So I'd leave it in the car, and I'd come back. When we go in between clubs, and I'd be drinking my daiquiri. That thing lasted me all night. And I would get buzzed. No, I couldn't drink it. Sometimes I was a designated driver before. Oh, no, you mean before there was a designated driver? No, there was no designated driver before.
Yeah, that was a product of
Whoever was the
probably
least drunk.
mid to late 80s, right? With MAD, Mothers Against Drunk Drivers.
It was whoever was the least
I don't know
drunk, or
about
the
Joe,
best
myself,
drunk driver.
I don't know about, I wasn't going to speak for you, but during the 80s, I was a member of the association DAMM, DAMM, Drunks Against Mad Mothers. However, I only got caught once.
It's Dean. I know I did some stupid shit. I ain't gonna lie. One of my favorite things to do is there's a bridge goes over Lake Pontchartrain, not the causeway, but the causeway is along this straight land bridge in the world. Now, causeway used to be the longest bridge in the world, but technically it's not anymore. It's the longest continuous bridge over water. No, because there's a bridge. I think it's in China. It's longer, but it actually goes under into a tunnel and then comes back up. So if you connect the two,
we have something like that in Maryland.
Yeah. If you connect the two span, but the causeway is 24 miles straight across open body of water. When you get to the middle, you can't see either side. I like it along the lines. Oh, listen, Roseanne, I'll give you a secret recipe. Shit. All right, everybody else, listen. Close your fucking thing for a minute. So get you some Johnny Walker Red, okay, and some real good sweet iced tea, like what I'm drinking right here, and pour it in. Just a little drip of lemon. It will be and that's not. And by the way, before anybody asks, that's not how you make a traditional Long Island iced tea. This is a real iced tea drink. I found it out by accident. I was craving a Long Island iced tea. I've been having a spree. I was out of state for a while. And when I got home, I was really wanting one bad. And a friend of mine was like, well, he said, I got Johnny Walker Red Scotch and I got iced tea. What do you think? It was fucking good. Excuse me, but it was good. I really liked it. It's that particular Scotch blended really well with the iced tea. It made for a really nice drink. No, Jimmy, a Long Island iced tea, a real one will rock your world, yeah. That's another drink designed for that. And one of my favorite shots is a screaming orgasm. First off, I like to say it. I can't help myself. But it's like little shots of chocolate heaven. It's like a little mini malt or something. Oh, God. I tell you, here's a secret. Me and my business partner one night, we went down to the French Quarter. We walk into this club, and we'd been drinking all night. And we'll shoot tutors. And I don't know how many tutors are the things that come in little test tubes. And I got sex on the beach, all kind of weird shit. And so we're sitting there. We had a couple of them. We paid the girl. Well, the girl came and sat down the tray in between Sam and I. And I think there's 24 tutors in it, or 36 tutors in it. So we shot them all. And then she said, well, you asked me, oh, you shit, we thought you gave us this. I would have got all furious, threw us at the club. And the bad part is we were just going to tip the girl. She went right in her mouth. So we were like, oh, well. Yeah, bars in New Orleans are weird. You got to be careful who you mess with down there. Yeah.
But bars in Savannah are pretty weird too. I don't know how they work in New Orleans, but they have what I call the Bible balls, the Bible Belt laws. They can't be open on Sunday unless they have a food menu that sells at least 51% of total days sales tickets in 24 hours, or they can't sell on Sundays. So a lot of the bars didn't open on Sundays, and some of them didn't even sell food. And the ones that didn't sell food could not be open on Sundays. But if you had an event like Super Bowl or some kind of if maybe you had a graduation and the graduation party was on Sunday, you better buy your beer on Saturday, because on Sunday, unless you know the few pirate, pardon my French, but shithole beer places that sell under the water, you're not going to get any beer.
We see now, it's weird. Now, New Orleans, there are no restrictions or anything. You get booze. in a convenience
That's cool.
store. So in New Orleans, if right now we could walk in, we could walk in the local convenience store. I could get a bottle of rum, a case of beer, give me some fried chicken while I was at a munch on, or go and get some mixers and stuff, and walk out and get my car and leave. No questions asked, no thing, there's no, and the bars don't, only in certain places like in Metairie and Fat City, they made them start closing at 2 on weekends because of crime. The French Quarter, most of the bars are open till the wee hours. And if you run out of places to go, you can always pop by the Alibi or one of those places. They're open 24/7. They got fucking fabulous food too. It's where all the bartenders and wait staff and all go from. The ones that were getting off at night in the quarter, they go down there to eat. Good food, man. Good company. A lot of fun people. But anyway, we gotta get into. Oh no, we got all kind of news, Jack. Well, first off, we're gonna get in. What time is it? Let's take a peek. Okay. Oh, Gene. So you'll probably hear a couple more of those.
That is also one of my specialties, Long Island iced teas. But yeah, there's some cool things that you had sent in the it's in a different show description of some really weird things going on this week, because we were kind of worried that after Wednesday's show we're like, it's going to be slow Friday. What are we going to talk about? And then you sent this list. Like, I was like, wow, cool. There's a lot of stuff in there.
Look, there's a list. There's a list every week. It's just usually on Facebook. I'm just going to start sending it to you now. For some reason, let me send it to Sean. He kept telling me it was too big. It was this fucking same list I sent you. It was the same list I sent Jay. It was like, I was like, well, fuck you. I did. Well, so, ladies and gentlemen, if y'all want to know the truth, so if you look on Facebook, periodically, starting on Tuesday, I start posting links to Facebook. That's all stuff that's going to be used on this show through the course of the night. And when there's a lot of it, it keeps. Yeah, when there's a lot of it, there's a lot of it. But
it's anyway, on the one where you have the vest and the red shirt, right?
Red shirt, yeah. So it's always there. And then on today, while I'm setting up the show, I'm posting links there steady. So the first 20 links you see are all stuff that's featured on tonight's show. And there's some good stuff in there. And I was surprised. Now, some of this is not what I would call normal news, but some of it was very surprising. Like they're talking about type 2 and type 6 civilizations. People, we're not going to go there yet. We're going to do it later in the show, but the fucking type 6 civilization is a fucking serious civilization. This is not fucking playtime.
Isn't it off the scale? I thought it was like
that's like, I was getting ready to say, that's like
add a fifth. Yeah,
that's like God territory is what that is.
Beyond that, I mean, I think level 4 is pretty
there is new news and new evidence that we are not native to Earth. Yes, but we will also talk about the sister who said, "All you people are crazy unless your name is Sean, because there ain't no Mars and the aliens are fucking demons."
There ain't no Mars. Nope.
That's like
aliens are demons.
And aliens are demons. That's what you said. I think that's one of the clips we lost. I think that's one of the clips that went by because I actually deleted the whole show earlier today by accident. Anyway, oops. Jesse, what's up, man? No, I mean it's there's a lot going on in the world. So, but we're gonna get into serious stuff first. So, Russia is getting ass. First off, and it's not that the Ukraine don't have it coming; they just blew up. The Ukraine got in so deep into Russian territory, up to 500 miles, took out 13 power plants and an oil facility. So Russia, of course, today launched 500 fucking drones at them. And then Russia said that, you know what, fuck this. We just might as well nuke Kiev, Poland, and somebody else. And let's just, So then the United States calls Poland and says, there's an imminent threat that Russia may invade your country. And then one of Russia's big allies stabbed him in the back because they want to buy F-35s from us.
So South Korea turned the back on Russia and said,
"Oh, you mean North Korea? No, South Korea.
North Korea,
South Korea. You have your karate kicking you in the fucking head, Jay."
That's funny. Yeah, no, I mean, no, but that's got to be who it is. Yeah, it's North Korea.
I don't know. They didn't say who it was. They just said it was one of his.
Who else are there?
No, it's not. It's okay. First off, it's not North Korea because we would never give North Korea. We wouldn't even give them motherfuckers a Phantom check. Say,
That doesn't mean they don't want to buy
You
them.
know, I don't. You know what? We got some old Corsair 2s left over from the World War II. We'll give you a couple of these motherfuckers.
They may still want to buy them, even though we won't sell it. You know, it doesn't mean we don't want them.
But it's got to be like Belarus or somebody like that. Somebody who's on the edge now. From the article,
Tajikistan.
From the article, it says more like
Kazakhstan,
we're going to sell
like over there.
F-18 Hornets. What do you mean? Sherman's not a fucking
Dudes,
team.
excuse me. I gotta go to an air conditioner, man. I have no AC in my attic, and I'm sweating and getting sick here. All right.
Damn, yeah.
Okay.
Don't sit in the heat, man. Fuck.
I am.
Yeah. Fuck.
I gotta go. I gotta go. Bye, everybody.
Yeah. Thanks, Sean.
That's why you hear the AC running in the background.
Yeah, it got so hot here today, Joe. I had to go downstairs and actually just to cool myself down. I actually had to go outside where it was at that time, I think, 99 degrees, and just sit there for about 5 or 6 minutes just to sweat and get sweaty. And then I went back inside and it brought it brought me back. I have a coffee now to help also because wow, it got to 105. There's got to be a record for this area. The record in DC was at one point when it was 106. So I don't know. They probably beat it. It was 105 here. So they're another hour and a half south. So that's at least another 10 degrees. So maybe 115. Think about that. That's for the nation's capital. Woo!
Yeah, it's hot. No, it's hot. It's
You've been there. I
know that, but we've been running. So we've been running.
It's a hot city. It's a hot city even on a regular, normal summer day.
But you see, this is what I keep trying to tell people. This is what I keep trying to tell people. They keep telling me, "Oh, it's global warming." No, it's not. It's climate change for the simple fact that it's actually cooler down here. So we were like 5 degrees below the whole month of fucking June and May. I mean, it was chilly at night, and
we were actually hotter than you. Yeah.
Yes, and even today, don't get me wrong, it's hot. It's running 90, 95, but so it feels like it's like 113 and shit. But
yeah, you still got sunlight though, yeah.
Yeah, we got
It's almost gone, but you have sunlight. Yeah, the sun's down and it's still.
Oh no, not yet. No. Yeah, it's been down for about 40 minutes now.
Yeah, it's 10 right now. It's 10:40 p.m. and it's 84 degrees outside.
Well, you see, we're 1 degree apart. We're 85 right now. 85 and
yeah. Yeah, we shouldn't be 85. It's not, but this is the dog days of summer. Yeah.
And actually, we should be warmer. Usually, as we get into July, especially when we get to like mid-July, if it's 100 in a day or 95 in a day, it's fucking 90 at night. That's one of the nice things about living here because you can walk out in the Gulf of Mexico. It's going to be 88 degrees or 86 degrees in the Gulf. The ambient temperature at night is going to be 90 degrees. It's like a little sauna, man. A little saltwater sauna with alligators in it.
Yeah. I mean, Savannah's kind of like that too, but I mean, it's more like 98 degrees and 98% humidity. So, when you don't have the same amenities as Arizona, Phoenix. When you go into like a business, they usually have like pipes with like pinhole, like it puts like a sprays of mist of water on you when you walk into the air conditioning. So you're just like, woo, instant cool down. We don't do that, but the humidity is so bad, it almost always matches the temperature when you go into any cool or any enclosed space that the sun hasn't actually touched. It does feel like going in air conditioning. So it's good to sweat.
What the hell? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I did switch pictures. It's
you did. We flip-flopped, I think.
No, I grabbed it because I wanted to see the list. I couldn't see it because it was too dark. Yeah. No, the list right here. You got the whatchamacallit open. You got the chat list open in the
the chat list.
Yeah, but I couldn't see what it was. So I moved it because I wanted to see because it was light. Mine's too get dark. It's actually dark in here.
It's actually supposed to be transparent so you can see what's behind it.
Turn the lights up here.
But I don't. Ouch! It's all squeaky. Can you move it?
Jesse Lee Robinson.
I think you can move it. Let me see here. Is it in here?
Anyway, he's playing that. We're gonna be getting some. Yeah, well, we gotta get a break, but you're gonna be hearing what's his name?
I can't find it, so don't worry about it.
Yeah. What's his Toby Keith song? You'll probably hear more than once tonight because it's kind of a tribute to him too, since he's passed, and it's a pretty. And
it's a show favorite. It's a good show. It's a good song.
It is, and that is true. It is a show favorite. But what's that, Gene? Where the hell I am? Oh hell, I'm gonna get over here. I'm down here. I was like, whoa, Jackson, I was in the whole wrong place. No, I was posting something on United Public Radio, but that's not actually what I was meaning to do. How the hell I get over here? Give me the damn things.
You're the one piloting that computer. Why you always ask us how you get to these illegal websites? I mean, these places you go. I don't know.
I don't know. It's well, no, it's not taking me back to my homepage. I don't know what the hell's up.
No. Sometimes when you get an update, it resets all those to factory, so you might have to go and.
No, I'm talking about on Facebook.
Home.
It won't let me go back to my personal page. It's just taking me all my business pages. I'm like, what the hell are you doing?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe you logged yourself out.
It's happened. Well, it's not giving me the option to even see it, and it's the lead page. So you got to kind of wonder, like, what's going on here? Glenn, no, I'm looking for it because we get ready to post some articles up, and that's where they are. They're on that page. Yeah, you're talking about.
No, well, hey Heidi, hot and smoky. You say there in Colorado. Don't you live in the Smokies? Isn't that the name of the mountains in Colorado? It's supposed to be Smoky. Smoky Mountain. Is that that name? No, Smoky Mountain.
No, that's not Smoky Mountains, is it?
Is that West Virginia?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's on the other side of the East Coast.
Smoky Mountains, West Virginia. Huh? Yeah, I guess whatever. Sorry, never mind.
Jay's song, I didn't realize. Oh, shit, it says it in the song. I was like, he's retarded.
Hey, look, her state
no,
made it recreational legal for us. So.
No, I don't like it when Sean's not here. I like it when Sean's here. Yeah. No, I won't even sit in the heat though, just to be in a fucking shirt. That's crazy. It's too hot.
It's 100 degrees up where he's at right now. Still. Hey, where are the Smoky Mountains?
The Great Smoky Mountains are located along the border of Tennessee and North Carolina in the southeastern United States. They form a subrange of the Appalachian Mountains.
I'm in the Appalachians.
I just them in the Ozarks.
Yeah, they're not far from here either. I don't think. Or are they more? No, they're more in they're Arkansas, aren't they? The Ozarks.
Yeah, I think they are in Arkansas actually.
Hey Google, where do the Ozark Mountains span?
The Ozark Mountains cover a large area spanning 5 states: Missouri, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Kansas, and Illinois. The majority of the
Hey Google, stop.
Located...
I may not know shit, but I know my country.
Well, you can't move it around or anything, but I can sure make you get up in your face and stuff. Let's go back to small, fine, and back to regular size.
Yeah, I see it changing.
Yeah, but I hit it, but I'll get it. I went, where the hell did I go? Oh, there it is.
Yeah, it's under banners, yeah.
Yeah, it's just sitting on the top of the page right now. That's where it's at on mine. So top page. No, actually, Jimmy, let me open my Facebook back up. And, no, I just close it. Why does it say I'm leaving the site? I'm not left the site. I'm not even got a Facebook page open. Anyway, peeps, weird shit going on. Oh, that's why I guess it was trying to take me out of here. Wesley.
He also hit Arkansas, Heidi.
Yeah. No, Wesley Dean Anderson. That's who you're thinking about, yes.
Is he coming on the show?
No, she's asking me about. She kept asking.
Can't be name dropping like that if they're not coming on the show.
Oh, come on. They blocked us over Toby. You gotta be
kidding. We got another hit because of Toby Keith?
No, we get a strike. I haven't looked at YouTube, but it blocked us on Facebook. Your video is blocked and can't be viewed in 249 locations. So what the fuck does that actually mean? I mean, if we're talking about locations, that ain't dick. I mean,
that means that's how many people were watching, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know what the hell that is. That's
because each person's computer would be a different, destination. So,
well, it said it was 36 minutes ago. Gene, I have no idea. And it had. Well, no, actually. Well, wait a minute. It couldn't have been that. It was 36 minutes.
But it's also a video that they present on their website for people to watch. So how are we in violation? If anybody in the entire world can go on their website and go, oh, look, and watch the exact same thing we just played. How are we in violation of playing that?
So actually,
I don't understand how that. It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense.
Well, first off, I'm watching it on the YouTube page. I'm not even sure what they're doing. I don't know what 249 locations they're even talking about. Well, Jim,
Yeah.
usually when you block by other people, you get blocked by territories. But,
Unless they count 249 people on Facebook that were tuned in as separate destinations. I don't know what they mean on destinations either.
it's Jack. It's ridiculous, is what it is.
Yeah, the purple time beacon of fate has just been turned. We'll see if these guys survive the hour. Maybe I'll just think about them until they explode.
Yeah, I'm declaring fair usage act because it's a patriotic song on a patriotic weekend. Kiss my ass. How do you like that? But you didn't think somebody would do that, did you?
Uh-huh.
You asshole. What? No, Jack, that's bullshit. First off, Toby Keith is dead. So you're gonna block me on a song? The guy ain't even alive. No, because they get greedy. That's why. No, we don't have to put up with that. We can fight all that kind of shit. Hey, I recognize these. Yeah, that's Timberly Lou. Look, I recognize his face. I don't recognize these other faces. Well, no, I kind of recognize his too. Yeah. Anyway, no, y'all probably can't see what I'm saying since something just popped up on my screen while we were talking. No, we're gonna get back into Facebook now.
Facebook News.
So,
Facebook.
I want to go back.
Hey, Mark. Happy 4th. Sorry, I didn't see you until just now, buddy.
There we go. Yeah. Okay. So, this one's for later. There's 15 chilling UFO sightings ever recorded.
Oh, I saw that. Yes. Let's do that. That's awesome.
Why Iran is willing to risk war with Israel and the U.S. Okay. First off, people, how are they risking war? What do they got? Like, they shoot like 5 missiles a night. And didn't even hit nothing at the moment.
Well, no, not necessarily. Four get knocked down, and usually the 5th one it gets, like lands on the ground nearby.
Well, no, we're not saying they haven't hit stuff. They've hit stuff. We're just talking about now. They just
got a lot of good stuff.
Yeah. Well, look, NBC and CNN reported they blew up a whole army base. An army guy went out there with a video, just a fucking private, no less, goes out there with a video and records 2 holes in the runway and 1 damaged building, no people injured. He's like, I don't think I would call this devastating.
Joe, back me up. If the Iran Army, IRGC, whatever you want to call them, or whatever they call themselves, it's moot. The point is moot. Had they caused any significant serious damage, like for instance, had they not necessarily gotten that 60 pounds of what they call cake uranium into 90%, but it had turned it into at least a dreadful, dirty, nasty bomb and lit it off, they would have been completely wiped off the face of the map by Trump. So I don't think that I think they are afraid of us in that respect. They know we can just instantly incinerate their entire country with only about, what would it take? 6, 7 nuclear devices? Wouldn't take much. It really wouldn't.
No, it would take.
And they know that, but they are definitely trying to disrupt international commerce. And why are we? The whole time during the war and this whole time, I've 47 years. I'm like, why don't we just blow these fuckers up? They keep doing this. They've been doing the same thing for 47. Let's just call it 50 years, and they haven't stopped. Why are we talking to them? Blow these fuckers up. That's. I mean, finally, at one point, something's going to have to give, and it's not going to be the Iranians.
Well, the best thing for America to do now is 2 things. If
blow them the fuck up.
Well, no, we don't have to quite do it quite like that. We're going to blow some shit up. But what I mean is, we can go around and wipe out all their infrastructure, take out their oil capacity, take out their electricity, take out their water. So what's going to happen is there'll be a great exodus out of Iran. Ask Google how many people live in Iran. 40 million.
Hey, Google, how many total people live in the country of Iran?
The estimated population of Iran for 2026 is approximately 93.2 million people.
Ooh, that's a lot.
So 95 million, yeah. Just round it up, 95 million.
So we can't displace 95 million people. Our fucking allies in the East would have freaking come unglued.
But
they would fucking come unglued. Oh no,
But
no, no, we can't do that.
if you're of that conspiracy theorists fringe group that thinks that the U.S. government and other major world powers are out trying to, they're building bunkers to hide the rich and the elite while they do a multiple massive culling on the planet by killing billions of people. That would be one way to kill 1 million people right there. Is it 93 million people or almost 100 million people? Boom.
Yeah, we
that's
can't
almost
do
a
that.
billion right there. That's
America,
almost a billion right there.
yeah, but America won't kill 1 million people. So it's we won't kill 93 million.
China would.
China's friends with Iran, so they're not going to either. So.
But they wouldn't have no hesitation of burning 100 million people.
Oh no, they wouldn't. They haven't launched it. Remember this, and this is most important for everybody listening tonight. The only country to ever launch a nuclear weapon was the United States, and still is the only country to ever do it. And
we actually launched three that first initial bomb. There's three explosions we made.
We don't count test bombs, only the ones that blew people up, killed them. It's no, Jesse.
Well, we had to make sure we had perfected the technology. That's why they lit off the first one. They just had to make sure the mechanism that they had come up with, which was basically like it was basically like a ball with shotguns around it, and when it went off, the shotgun effect, the shotgun blast was these cone shaped. I think they were pieces of polonium, which were directed to hit from the explosives the uranium core, and then that would cause the nuclear explosion. They had to make sure that mechanism worked before they went and dropped them on Japan. And then it's a good thing they did. Otherwise, had that not worked and they dropped those two bombs, it would have been like, ding, 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 ding.
Well, no matter what, you're going to always have a test. That's relevant. Besides, you need to know.
Initially, they didn't. If you watch the Manhattan Project, initially they didn't want to test. They wanted to just go ahead with the.
They initially didn't want to test because they didn't want to warn anybody because they knew it was going to.
No, they also didn't want to waste material. They could care less with it.
But there was too many spies in the United States. That was one of their biggest worries. There was a lot of spies in the United States.
But also, they had no idea how large the explosion was. For one,
but that was the main reason. Oppenheimer, that's his main reason. He said they tested it because the Army wanted to know what the yield was because they needed to know where to place the bomb. Well, gee, they had to know how big it was. Where are you going to drop it? So at Hiroshima, so when they found out that the yield, how big it was, and what the radius that it initially affected was, they knew they had to drop it mid-city. Yeah, that was the only way they were going to get the kind of destruction they wanted. No, it wasn't a bomb to wipe out.
They also needed to calculate at which altitude to detonate it for the most maximum devastation on whatever city. Whether it was larger cities, it would have to probably explode higher. Smaller city, a little lower, so it's more concentrated. And initially, it was Nagasaki was the first target, but when they got to the site, it was clouded over with storm clouds. So they went to Hiroshima, and then they dropped the first one. Then the next drop 3 days later, they went back to the first target, Nagasaki. And then the third one was another city right near there. I think Yokohama, I think, was the third choice, which was one of their major boat building areas. The other two places, Hiroshima and Nagasaki, was where the bulk of their air fleets were being made. The Mitsubishi and Nissan plants, the Datsun plants that made most of their air flights and their engines and all that, and guns.
Yeah, they wanted a city with at least 250,000 people in it.
Well, we couldn't compete with the Mitsubishi Zero. So if you take out the goddamn factory, guess what? You take out that one air problem. So, and that's why the choice on that first or second shot there.
Jesse, they didn't actually hit their second target. It landed in the valley next to the city. Did minimal damage.
The resulting radiation poisoning that happened to the citizens of that region killed more people in the ensuing 60, 70, 80 years later than the initial drop explosion did, which killed a lot of people. It just didn't. It was like, the city's here, the explosion's over here. Boom. Just outside the city. Didn't quite kill everybody.
It was well, those bombs were small, Chris. They were quarter-mile radius, maybe.
Quarter of what? They were equivalent to like maybe a half of a megaton.
Yeah, they were
quarter of a megaton, something like that. They weren't very powerful, not at all.
So if you dropped a standard MIRV, let's say somewhere like New York, it would take out 2.5, 3 miles, and then it would contaminate another 6 miles of serious radiation. But its overall radius would be
Well,
around 20
wind would
miles.
also, there would be like a cone effect. It worked depending on which
Yeah,
way the wind,
you have
where the
to-
radiation would go. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, so John, just
Hey,
so
Amelia.
so you get a couple
Happy
things that happen. You get the initial blast. So right underneath the initial blast for a millisecond, there's no movement at all because the blast goes outward, away from it. So it pushes down and away. It doesn't. It just explodes because it doesn't contact the ground. So then you get the first surrounding buildings. Well, anything standing within half miles instant, just powder, bones, flesh. You're just powder. Most cars and shit like that are just rubble, just rounded up, molten, just little balls of molten steel is what they are. And then when you get to about 2 miles out, you'll start seeing half-burned bodies, quarter-burned bodies, and fires all over the place up until about 6 miles. And then the actual blast radius stops. But the contamination goes through up, depending on the type of thing, 10 to 20 miles. And then what Jay was saying is once it reaches that point, that 20-mile complete conference, then whatever way the wind is blowing and the speed it's blowing in will carry contamination all the way out to the ocean, to the heartland of the country, into Canada. It just depends where the bomb was and what it was. And we have big bombs now. So we have bombs that can actually do more damage than that. But that's pretty much a standard MIRV. Well, see, and then Jim, you have to remember something about the MIRVs. MIRV is a multi-warhead missile, basically.
Did you also explain the negative air vacuum that they create?
Sort of. Yeah.
So
right
what do you think? He kind of didn't totally explain what the explosion, when the nuclear explosion does happen, particularly if it's in above ground, and most of them are above ground. They're what they call a proximity explosion. When that bomb goes like this and makes that explosion, it changes all the molecules within the nuclear reaction to whatever it is: oxygen, living material, trees, water, everything within that nuclear blast ball is instantly changed, incinerated, changed to whatever energy it is to a different form of energy. It's gone. There's no coming back to it. So it creates what essentially is the exact effect of the void of outer space. Within that area of effect where the ball of fire is now negative space. It's now anti-atmosphere is the best way to describe it. And then once the fireball goes out in a certain way, that bubble pops. And so if you watch in the original Trinity films, they show this stand of trees with some buildings that they had initially built with mannequins for scale effects of what the explosion real things. So you see the blast. The first blast is like the heat wind, and it snaps all these trees. One of the trees gets back up before it goes and snaps off on its own. But then after that, there's the heat blast that comes in. You see the paint on all the buildings catch on fire first. That's how it gets so hot that the paint bursts into flame.
Oh no! See that's not true anymore. In the old days, it's happening.
But
Today, it's too hot. It's too hot. No, it don't work that anymore. First off, you got latex paint versus oil
we're talking
paint.
about though was these Nagasaki explosions. So this is how this explosion worked.
No, we were talking about MIRVs. No, CJ, you went down something else. We were talking about MIRVs, man.
But we started with Nagasaki.
Yes, but that's we done moved on since then, man. You can't go backwards. You got to go forward, man. You got to go forward. All you do is confuse the audience. They're like, "What the hell is he talking about?" Even I was confused. What the fuck is he talking about? MIRVs?
Well, the thing I thought was cool about the negative atmosphere thing was after the fire blast goes by, you'll see the wind comes back this way because it collapses in and it sucks everything back into where the explosion's epicenter was.
Yeah,
and
it's negative compression,
like a 1-2 punch, pow pow. It's pretty. It's a really powerful explosion.
It's not even and nukes aren't the only thing that cause it either.
No,
really big bombs do too. Yeah, there's a couple things that can cause it.
All you got to do is cook the oxygen enough, and it becomes negative space. Yeah.
But today's MIRV is so much different. It's so much more powerful. See, like what Jay was describing. So if you were watching Hiroshima, that's what you saw. You saw the buildings go up in a flame, and then all of a sudden you didn't see a building because it was level. Today, that's not even what you see. Today, you see a flash, and when you look again, there ain't nothing. You're like, what just happened? Of course, if you're that close, you're dead anyway. So don't forget that.
I think also most of our bombs are powered with hydrogen now too, which makes them almost 10,000 degrees more hotter. Essentially, what happens is it's about the temperature of the sun when that explosion goes off. That's how hot that fireball is.
Jack, when you get into the biggest nukes, it's a lot of it's hearsay because according to Russia, George W. Bush, baby Bush, built a planet buster. And according to Daddy Bush, Russia built a planet buster. No, planet busters are like 1,000 kilotons. This is something that you could shoot at the core and it would crack the core.
It would destroy the planet. Yeah.
But
sterilize it.
You'd have to drill it to the core. You couldn't just shoot that into the core, but you'd have to drill it to the core and then launch it.
You might find a hole at the bottom of the Marianas Trench where you could easily penetrate through pretty quickly. But yeah, even so, it's not a good idea.
Well, no, it's supposed to crack the planet. Now, the one that Daddy
sterilize the planet.
The one that they say George Bush built was just a planet buster. It would explode on impact and split the planet in half. The sheer force. It would almost be like a double punch when it hit. The recoil from the wave from the initial blast. So it's an atomic blast with a nuclear blast behind it. So you kind of one opens it up and the other one just fires through. It's devastating. But the most devastating weapon we have is the fucking neutron bomb because it don't blow nothing up. It just fucking kills you. Oh no, it kills everything, and it kills everything for 50 fucking miles.
Yeah, the shockwave from the explosion might break some glass and windows and some fragile things.
When you see the bomb hit the ground, you're going to be like, well, what the fuck? That was a dud. And then all of a sudden, you're going to hit the ground because you're going to be dead.
Yeah, after the light goes off, you'll be like, hey, why do I feel dizzy? Boom.
And in 2 years, in just 2 years, we can move back in, take over the buildings. All we have to do is strip away the first 2 feet of soil, replace it. And any electronics that was running at the time is ruined. You're going to have to replace it. But
you have to clean up a bunch of decomposed bodies and.
It does have an EMP, Jack. Yeah, I don't know how big of an EMP it has, but it does. Because
any electronics alive would be dead though.
It's basically a nuclear blast without the actual blast. It's way worse than a fucking dirty bomb. Fucking dirty bomb. Dirty bomb's going to kill a couple of blocks, man. This is going to kill a whole fucking city. No, these things were designed so that the U.S. got the idea that we could go in, just nuke Russia with these things, and just roll in and take their cities over, and then we'd have half control of half of Asia.
Yeah, you could still, after the bombs go off, go in with proper radiation protection gear, and assert control so that when 2 years, or I think actually when they first came out, it was more like a 5-year window for being able to move back in. But anyway, 2 to 5 years. You have like I said, almost perfectly good city. The only thing is maybe some of the infrastructure has been damaged by EMPs. You might have to replace some electrical wiring, electrical equipment. Most of the vehicles probably don't work anymore. A lot of dead bodies all over the place, but 100% working in the city.
No, Jack,
with clothes and merchandise and all kinds of stuff that's still probably good.
Yeah, no, it won't disintegrate the people. They'll just be corpses laying on the ground.
There'll be bones, evidence, shadows.
Yeah. Well, they'll be just like anything else. And the problem is when you first come to the city for the first year, all you're going to see is decaying bodies because there's nothing there to eat them. Because it's killed everything. It doesn't just kill humans; it kills everything. Insects, people, birds, plants, dogs, cats, plants. Insects. It kills everything.
The dirt kills the dirt.
Yeah, it kills the dirt, Joe. That's some shit too. No, it kills the dirt. No, that's one of the things. Well, we learned about the dirt on Bikini Atoll. We found out that you could strip away the top of the island and put a new top on it. And guess what? We got a good island again. The radiation only penetrated so far, and it's too diluted in the ocean to make it different. No, we sunk a lot of fucking boats out there. I've seen some of those explosions when I was in the Navy.
Yeah.
The
entire existing remaining Japanese and German navies, the parts of the U.S. Navy and the British Navy that we were decommissioning that no longer wanted. They were surrounded. They were anchored around the atoll in the various formations.
Yeah.
And then they cooked off a nuclear device and incinerated almost all of it.
Well, so wait, actually, let me give y'all a proper story here. So the first time they lit off a nuke, none of the boats sunk. And the admiral was heard saying, "What the fuck? I thought this was the most powerful bomb in the world." Second nuke they lit off, no boat sunk, but some of them had melted into like giant floating balls, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Third nuke, which was about 2 years later, from what I understand, was a cobalt weapon, and it sank half the fleet with one blast. Just fucking sent it to the bottom. Actually, they said in most cases it looked like it just melted the top of the ships completely. He said there's actual images you can see like the towers just dripping down like wax melting.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the
That's
second or the
fucking
third one,
crazy.
and it's one of them. One of them is the Japanese. I think it's the Japanese. It was like the sister ship to the battleship Yamato, but you'll see it like the conning tower, and the heat blast hits it. It glows orange like you would see on. It's black and white, but you can imagine the color. It glows white hot.
Yeah.
You can imagine it would be the orange that you have when you make a billet for a sword or a knife. But then it falls over into the water and just it becomes like ash. It's a split second and gone. Huge ship. Yeah.
Some of the bombs were seriously potent. Well, today's Navy ships are also, so it's weird, but they're designed to melt. They're designed to form an airtight pocket so the boat will stay afloat. Because they wanted to act like a lifeboat and keep the people alive, but that's all fine, Danny. But the whole fucking boat's been irradiated, so it doesn't really matter. Two things: one, probably you got cooked inside from the heat. If you didn't get cooked inside from the heat, you probably got fucking irradiated, so you're gonna die anyway. And anybody that worked below decks where I was and were wearing badges, so all of a sudden you look down, the bitch would have been pink.
Yeah, it would change color.
Yeah, I'd have been dead. Yeah, we didn't get the. They didn't even get the. They got what they call alert badges when I was leaving. That actually had different things that said it at the very last one. When you click through it, it would say, "You're dead now."
Dead.
I'm not kidding. It said, "You're dead now." That's what it said. Not the fuck people in the Navy don't fucking play around. It would tell you your level of contamination, where you should go, and who you should stay away from. Well, you work on a nuclear reactor, you never know what might happen. The Navy's, not one time when I was there, or anybody that I know that was there ever, they called her Old Salty. That was real. They named the reactor Old Salty, not the ship, the reactor. No, I'm serious, they did. And somewhere, if you ever get to see it, because they're going to pull out the reactor in the next couple of years, is JPM scratched on one of the nuts. One of the fucking nuts about this big around. And my initials are carved into it. Not just mine, just all kind of people who worked there's initials in it. Yeah, it was a tradition. It was just something they did. Yeah, well, I didn't even know you could do it. I thought I was going to get in trouble for doing it. I told the captain. He's like, "No, you're all right." He said, "Don't be initialing my ship no more." It's my ship. Oh, no, when you're on a carrier, everybody thinks it's their ship until you see the captain and they know that it's his ship. We all know it's his ship. The fuck? Yeah, people treat it like it's their own because they're proud of it. They're proud to serve. I enjoyed it. It was crazy, insane, nonstop. It's not for old people work.
Well, what was the old slug line for the Navy? It's not just a job; it's an adventure. Yeah. And the other one was like, "You ever wanted a job where you go to?" And then they would name off all these exotic ports. Which, if you ever listen to any of Joe's story, he went to many exotic ports. And this one is, I think it was it Hawaii? It's like, all right, the captain would be like, "All right, sailors, look out to the left of the boat. There's Hawaii." As you float on by.
Yeah, I still can't believe they did it twice, dude. And they did that to us twice. So the first time we're sailing north, right?
You got to see it.
And I mean,
you can't say you didn't see it.
So we're launching F-18s to Honolulu, to the Navy port. Actually, two of them. And we're launching them. Saying, all right, we're port because we only took our planes off when we were port because after World War II there was a new law or a new rule, so the Navy can't put all its planes in one location anymore. It has to spread them out in different airports, all within X amount of time to where boats at, but it can't be. It can't be in one plane because the Japanese just went to where our planes were parked in World War II and just mowed them down so they couldn't get in the air and go blow them up. Because they knew American pilots were just as crazy as they were. Like, the Navy was definitely a different place. Anyway, we keep getting sidetracked. So Iran, I mean, if Iran is stupid enough to keep going, what's going to happen to them is they're just not going to exist. And there's some other articles we're going to be talking about. We can talk about some of them now, but a couple of them are talking about there's so much internal strife that no one really knows who's running the country. And recently, some guy from some militia group is saying they've made big inways into Iran. And so that the president might not need to be doing business with the Ayatollah people anymore. That they may have more control over the army. So I don't know. We're just going to have to wait to go. What you got up there?
I just said something to you. I can. It's in my messenger too, so you don't have to get it. I'm going to put it up. You got to see this. It's funny. This is something that you, as an Navy guy.
Hold on. Let me get back to the room where I can see it. Okay, go ahead. I'm back.
Where are we? There it is. Ding, 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 ding. Let's go sharing this tab instead. Is there a way to make it bigger? No, not really. All right. Oh, someone just slammed my door. That's great. She's home. She's mad. She's angry. Whatever. So, can you read that?
Wait, hold on, I can't see it. Wait, I got to blow my screen.
A little small. Yeah, let's see if I can.
Okay.
U.S. bids farewell to 7,640-ton nuclear-powered attack submarine.
Is this guy in crack or something over here?
That's a fast.
I think it's a frigate, actually.
It is a frigate. It's a fucking fast frigate. It's an FFG right there. You can see the guided missile platforms on it and everything, even the guns. It's a fucking frigate.
Okay. We got a new model submarine I didn't know about. I guess, huh?
Instant. Oh, is it instant? I'm sorry.
So what? So does all the windows close in this thing, and the bottom opens up, and it just goes underwater?
I guess. Well, no. Once you secure the screen door, you can go underwater, dude.
Oh man, I'm telling you what. You just gotta wonder when they come up with some of this shit. Nah, Jack. They. No, I
thought that was awesome. Yeah.
Okay, where was I? Okay, because Newt Gingrich. Y'all know who Newt is. Newt's looking pretty good these days, too, by the way. Newt's a Republican, Jack. He's saying we are all lovingly witnessing and watching the collapse of the oldest political party in the world.
You know who was as much as I hate to yeah, they are. And as much as I hate to and loathe to quote the man, Carville. I think he's a disgusting asshole.
God, that bitch.
I think he's an asshole. I'll be honest. I think he's an absolute dick.
Yeah, he says some cool shit every once in a while.
Yeah, every once in a while he spews out a few bits of
logic. Jamie. He's an LSU dickhead. He's
too TDS affected to really even pay much attention to. But he spit out a good one the other day. He's like he says he's looking at them splitting. He's like he said matter of fact that we're looking at the end of the two-party system. And I think he was alluding to the fact that the party's probably going to schism into two different parts, and we're going to have now a three-party system. Maybe, I don't know. Could be good. I mean, it could be a good thing for the country. It might. I don't know. But in my opinion, and I think in Joe's too. I don't want to speak for Joe once again, but I think the Democrats are finished, and I think we think that they've been finished since last year.
Yeah. No, Jack. I mean, there's so much that's going on right now, and then. Oh, you mean back? Oh, you mean Iran? Okay, wait. If you're gonna be switching topics back and forth. Oh
yeah, let's take the chat. By the way.
Yeah, no chat tomorrow night. No, we're all off tomorrow night. No, I'll be on and doing a day with John, and we've got a couple of guests on. We're gonna be doing a little patriotic, and we're gonna be giving away some stuff tomorrow too. So yeah, we like giving away. Because John, people, man. No, Don, that's not John. So John's asked me a couple times to give stuff away, but I've been lazy lately. So just email Joe and he'll see. Yeah, well, like 12 of y'all emailed me, but I didn't even bother sending it to him because I've been preoccupied with other shit. But anyway, tomorrow we'll be legit giving some stuff away. No, you've got 25 questions. Just answer the question and get something freebie. Probably a book. I'll tell you what. In a minute, I'll show you. But get ready to give away a bunch of stuff behind me.
Well, I mean, let's do John. Let's do John a solid, man. I mean, he doesn't just do Writers of the Future. I mean, he's got Galaxy Press, right? That's the name of the company.
Yeah, Galaxy Press. Yeah,
Galaxy Press. They don't just do the L. Ron Hubbard stuff. They produce how many different books a year?
Well, no. So
right?
No. So the way this works is Galaxy Press is in charge of all of L. Ron Hubbard's fiction work, and there's a fucking lot of it.
Right, but they also
and Bright. No, they don't mess with anything else because they're in charge of the writers. Yeah, they're in charge of the Writers of the Future event, which takes up half their year. You know, the Writers of the Future awards and all that. That goes on all year.
You're part of that, yes. We know, yeah.
So anyway, but anyway, they're part of that. But there's a whole other branch. It's a Bright Publishing that just does his nonfiction stuff. This dude was prolific. He wrote some stuff, dude. I mean, he's got to have 500 books at least, and some of them are 1 million words. Who the hell writes 1 million words? Jimmy, I'll tell you 2 of the stories. That
apparently, L. Ron. I mean, you know,
he's not the only one. L. Ron Hubbard wrote at least 1 million words on 2. Battlefield Earth is 1 million plus words, and Mission Earth is also 1 million plus words. 40 on audio tape, both of them around 44 to 48 hours long. Full sound effect. Yeah. Every Christmas and New Year's they play. And along with one of my favorite things, I've been playing this since I got in radio since 1999. So I got hold to the original version of Orson Welles' War of the Worlds. The original.
Oh, cool.
Yes. Yeah.
1936.
Yeah, so this is it. This is what you heard. What you're going to hear on those shows is what they were listening to that night. And I can understand why people freaked out. First time I heard it, I was like, well, fuck it. It sounds like the shit went down because it doesn't sound like a TV thing or a story. It sounds like you're listening to this thing. They go to commercial.
Yeah, it sounds like it's off the cuff. So for people that aren't aware of the time frame, this is 1936. The only things that are really available. No television. You got movies, live action theater, mostly local theater, and vaudeville, which was traveling theater, and then the movies. That's it. Nothing else. So that was their world. So you got to think about it. They really were limited in imagination and all other kind of scope, but the equivalent to what we have today in the horror, those horror movies like Blair Witch and were the Scream movies like that, where they were kind of like found footage. They had radio was the only way they really did most. Radio was the television. It was how they got their TV news, their weather news, their shopping news. Whatever you had to buy back then. Ovaltine that was on the radio. That was the ads. That's what you bought. That was the soap you got for your, clothes. It was the soap you put on your body when you took a shower. All that stuff was broadcast across the radio. That was their world. So this radio broadcast that Orson Welles did was the equivalent to found footage over the radio. And he wanted it done like a news program as if it was a live event, even though everybody had a script. I mean, it was all written out. They were just pretending to be news broadcast. It even scared the piss out of the entire East Coast. The entire East Coast heard it.
Oh wait, I can hear. Would you get your speakers up? What you did? What you changed? I can hear.
For me, I don't know.
I can hear myself.
I didn't change
speakers.
Let me check. I didn't change anything.
I know, but I can hear myself. I couldn't hear myself before, so now I can still hear myself.
Well, echo cancellation, reduced mic background, everything's on.
No, I hear myself pretty good too.
Yeah. How's that work?
It's loud. I can really hear myself. Can y'all hear, guys? Yeah, Jesse said they can hear it.
How about that?
Let me see. Test. No, I don't hear it now. Okay, it's going. Whatever you did, you fixed it.
Yeah, it was my mic's volume, I guess. Yeah.
Well, it picks up stuff. Well, no, Jamie, it just happens. We do live now. When we hear stuff, we just try to fix it. When you live, you have to. You can't fix it.
Audio can loop like that. It's like if you took two old school telephones that were plugged into the wall, and you turn the receiver to speaker that way, upside down to upside down, and you can get them to go make all kinds of weird noise.
Yeah. Well, no, today's electronics is way different, so you don't get all that buzzing and hissing and sounds like. So in the old days, Jay can tell you, all the connections were usually gold or 18 karat because gold connections work better than stainless steel or silver did. They were cleaner. They didn't pick up as much hum. Well, and when I was first started driving, if you didn't have the right spark plug wires in your car, you would hear your radio whine.
Yeah. Oh no, you would not the radio. You would hear the alternator charging the battery through the that's the like at the beginning of that Pink Floyd song too. You can hear that high pitched whine is the alternator charging the battery.
Well, no, but I mean this it came through radio. You were like, what the fuck? But as soon as I changed my spark plug wires out, it quit. Actually, some guy at some auto parts place back in, I don't even think they exist anymore so long ago. Oh, dude, I was 16 at the time. All I knew is I had a really nice stereo in the car, and the bitch went when you gave it more gas, it whined more. Yeah, so what was going on was what Jay was talking about with the alternator, but because something to do with the wires on your car, it could pick it up, but when you change up the wires, it insulated it. They actually made it
basically just traveling through the wires it was traveling from the wires that charge the alternator into the wires that go to your speaker.
Well, no, it was traveling through the spark plug wires because when you change,
it was still jumping to the speakers are on a different wire network than the electrical system for the car. So they shouldn't cross, but they did because they're so close. It somehow going through the frame went into the alternator and then into the speakers.
Well, no, you know why I did that? Because in the old days they had a voltage regulator in line. Now they don't.
Yeah.
So the voltage regulator was regulating both the power going to your spark plug and the power going to everything else. It's so it was all in the same system. It was a closed system. It's nowadays they don't do that. Yeah. No, people, they don't do that shit today. No, I had an 8-track when I started driving. I had an 8-track. You had to flip the tape. My very first tape was a ZZ Top badass tape. And all of a sudden you got to flip the tape over. What the fuck is
even if you had the regular cassettes, you still had to flip it over after you got to one side.
Yeah, you did.
And later on, they had the more upgraded ones where it would automatically flip to the other side for you. But before that, you had to pop the tape out and flip it. So, and some radios were the high tech ones where when it got to the end of that tape, it would go and would spit it out. So it would let you know, hey, I'm done. Flip me. And so you would grab it and flip it right away instead of you're driving like 20 minutes later. Oh, why is the music dead? Oh, I got to change the.
No, I just didn't like it because on the 8-tracks, sometimes it would be in the middle of a song. You'd have to flip it. No, seriously. Now on cassettes, they figured it out. I hated fucking cassettes. I hated any tape. I was so happy when somebody fucking invented a CD I didn't know how to act.
Yeah.
CDs are more fragile than tape, to be honest with you. But you know what? They were better. They held more songs. They sounded better. They were clearer. Screw that. I don't know. Besides, I kind of think always fucked up.
I kind of think the cleanest audio you ever get is the second or third run off of a brand. As soon as you bought an album, you brought it to your record player and you played it. But that wasn't the time you listened. You just played it to let your needle grind through it and take all whatever flash was still left from the making of the songs, the record rather. Then you play it the second and third times. That's where you really listen to it, and that's when you get the cleanest, crispest sound. And that they've even said when CDs came out, they still said the same thing about records. The only difference is that once the recording is on CD, it stays like that. It will never deteriorate. But as the nature of your vinyl record, it's a metal spike going against a plastic vinyl. Eventually, it wears out to the point where the sound goes away, the data goes away. That's really the only difference.
What you talking about, Jimmy? No, vinyl was no. I don't anymore, but I still have records. I just don't have any players anymore.
Vinyl is making a comeback, though, Joe. It
really
is.
Go to Walmart. For a while. No, it has been for about a decade and a half now. They like to sell those fancy dancy clear covered ones with the cool little arm.
Well, it never really went away. Most high end performers, Prince, Michael Jackson before he died, all of them, Rush, you name them. Even though they may not have been selling the records in the stores at that time, they were still always making the platinum and double edged ones as like promotional material for the new albums as they came out. Other than that, it didn't go away. It just kind of faded, and now it's fading back in. And I think it's a good phase because records are kind of cool. They're fun to maintain. There's kind of a ritual into I don't know how you did it, but when we pull out my records, the first thing you do is you take out that big black cleaner. It looks like an eraser for a chalkboard.
Yeah.
You spray the record. You clean it. And then you play.
Yeah, and you know what, bitch? People about 5 years later they said stop doing it with scratching the records because some people, not most smart people knew to check the little spongy thing, the little chalk eraser thing. But if you
Make
did,
sure there was on it, yeah.
the dust on it, and you sprayed it, and made the dust wet, it would scratch the shit out of your record. It's so.
But you
one
also
of the
couldn't
things-
move it. You had to like just hold it there and let the record do the work, you know, and then you pick
Yeah.
up and move it. Most people slid it, and that's what scratched it. You didn't slide it. You'd have to let the record do the work.
No, I don't even have a CD player in my car. I have a data player.
Mine doesn't either. My new 20, when I got I was like, I want to go because I had to pick it up in Leesburg, Virginia, and I was pissed. You know, I was like, but why is it's usually a normal natural
Not
standard?
anymore. Nowadays, there
No,
because
of
it's
the
you can.
streaming.
Yeah, so but it's
Yeah.
not just streaming. I told them I wanted a data port of mine so I could plug in a USB.
Yeah, they all have that. I think that's standard.
It's well, no, they need not even all do that. Some of them you have to stream from your phone.
No, well, no, but I think you have to start the data port because you have to have the hands free for text.
Oh no, I actually know what they do. I forgot actually. So on the USB charger works as both now.
Yeah,
It's just-
right, exactly. Well, no, not all of them, just one.
Not all of them,
Usually
just
the
one
main-
of them. Yeah, it's just one of them. Yeah, there's just on most like on Toyotas, it's usually underneath in the middle console underneath. So sometimes they put them in the middle box.
It's on the C pillar right underneath the radio and right
Yeah.
above like
That's
last-
the one. That's the one that's the data carrier. There's another
Yeah,
one
it's-
usually
it's-
in the. I don't know if you got a center glove box. You got a center glove box. Huh?
I have a center arm glove box. Yeah.
Yeah.
Center arm
Usually,
glove box,
usually in those, in the last 3 Toyotas I had, they all had a USB charger in there and a
I've got one that's got let's see where I've got this end is one plug inside the glove box. I've got the other end to this, the big fat one, and then there's the traditional. I don't have the plunger, but it has the traditional
12-volt plug.
plug for a cigarette lighter.
Yeah.
So you can take one of those. They have the things now that go into those that have more USB ports. And I'm planning to. I have these things on the way that are extra storage. It has a cup holder and more storage for like keys, so you can take stuff. Right, you have more storage space next to each seat up front, and they're powered with lights. So I'll have to run cables through the glove box, and all the glove boxes now have like that much clearance all the way around, so you can run cables out, so you don't pinch them and kill your phone.
Yeah.
So they've really engineered quite a lot of cool stuff in these cars.
Well, I got somebody sent me a set of Toyota lights for it. That ones that click on your door, they fit on your doors. When you open them up, they light up the Toyota emblem on the ground. I got
The sill plates, lighted sill plates.
So I got those for the front. And
That's
the back,
fancy, man.
For the back, though, I got an LSU one in the same, depending on which door you open. Anyway, Jack, we're gonna get back to the news. We just got sidetracked. We do that sometimes. Let me see. So we already talked about Newt Gingrich. So scientists may have found the strongest evidence of life ever.
Where?
Ever. I reiterate, ever. So, Justin, we're not gonna be able to watch the whole thing because it's 14 minutes. Yes. Ever.
Wow.
So wait, the reason we have this article in the first place is, so this is talking about stuff they found off-world. Okay, it suggests
Yeah.
that,
I would hope.
yes.
I mean,
So they now are pretty positive. Not only is there life in the galaxy, but some of that life undoubtedly was here before we were. That's what the article is about. And you can go back. And I think it's this one when I'm on. You can go back and look at it. Because more and more scientists now are no longer believing that there's no life out there. Yeah, they're it's too hard now. We're seeing too many things. Too much of the building blocks of life is out there. So if you look on the page, let me see, we'll show you on this real quick. We'll stop.
well, also think about the several different scientific breakthroughs throughout our history. The Trieste, the Bathyscaphe project in 1958. They thought they weren't going to find anything at the bottom of the ocean. In fact, they found an enormously vast ecosystem, which we are still discovering every day. New phylums, new species. They went inside volcanoes eventually with probes and scientific equipment, and they said we're not going to find any life in here. They found life in there. They went to the permafrost in like Alaska and the Antarctic and in the Arctic in the frozen circles. And they said, we're not going to find any life on these frozen tundras. They found life inside the ice. So just think about that. Just our planet alone, as if our planet was the universe, and all the different species on it were different galaxies. You just translate this data of what's on our planet to the galaxy at hand, and by default, the whole universe. There's life everywhere. The evidence is on our planet, and people just, or just not people, but the
we're gonna come back to life again because we got some other articles to talk about. Yeah. So this thing you see up here right now, 10 days to Mars.
There's a spaceship up there. Yeah, I see it.
10 days to get to Mars.
Yeah, I saw that rocket thing. Yeah,
70 years ago, we found the key to the solar system. It would unlock affordable launches of thousands of tons at a time, rapid travel to all the planets and even beyond the solar system. But we decided not to use it. Nuclear energy. This isn't science fiction. Legitimate, feasible designs were tested and presented by scientists involved in the Manhattan Project in 1946. Their work had started in secret and first revealed to the world as a tool of terrifying destruction. Now they were eager to show off its peaceful purposes. Their plans would solve one of the greatest problems facing the rocket industry, the rocket equation. The equation that demanded chemical rockets to become massive stacks of fuel of chemical fuel in a much smaller
we were
package.
Just talking about this earlier. Look
if
at
these explosions could be harnessed for a rocket, they would transform how we got to space. The only way to get a vehicle moving with nuclear explosions was to place it inside the fireball of an atom bomb. Most people today would assume everything is simply destroyed inside the hellfire. Two's Ivy Mike test, hypervelocity gases. It is those gases that act like the exhaust of a rocket engine.
So a couple of years ago, about 35 years ago, I had presented a proposal. I had this crazy ass dream one night of a nuclear propulsion drive. I actually brought this up with Stan Friedman at night. We were talking nuclear physics. He's like, dude, and I actually brought it with Mitchell Case, Neil deGrasse Tyson. And basically, I said, well, I don't understand. I said, if we put a reactor in space and we brought it up to critical mass with a force pushing against a hatch, a door, where we could control the orifice opening and closing size-wise, I said, couldn't we dictate speed just by simply releasing the force from the reactor? And they all agreed we could. So Stanton said, and then Stanton tells me, and by the way, ladies and gentlemen, you don't have to take my word for this. This is posted shows. They're on Wake Up USA UFO Study, but still, they're posted shows. Just write to Jeffrey over at Stardust Radio. He'll get it for you. But this was something that because it didn't make it seemed too fucking simple. When I dreamt about it, I'm like, no, it can't be that easy. So then Stanton Friedman went to explain how we had these badass, how we had these badass nuclear-powered jet engines for planes. He said, Joe, we invented these engines. He said, these engines can fly for 10 years. 10 years without refueling.
Without needing to be refueled, yeah.
Well, that's what he's saying. Then they could go 10 years without being refueled. And then he said if we really wanted to, we could do electric engines with a mini reactor on board the plane that would supply power to the electric jet engines, which would produce twice the thrust as a normal jet engine with only 1/8 of the expenditure of energy or of power.
And probably less, or maybe zero, maybe not zero, but less emissions for sure.
So he said there was a commission that was put together to study it, and they all had this, and they all got together, and they were talking about how great this was and how this was a revolutionary flight, and how they had to make sure that the people were protected from the radiation, which they seem to have had worked out. And then somebody says, well, you know what? The whole airport could be used as a dirty bomb. And he was fucking right. It could be. First off, you would have had stored nuclear materials there. And on top of that, you would have had jets all over the runways with nuclear reactors. You ever heard of China syndrome, people? Could have been 100 little China syndromes. So they decided it was not worth the chance that some crazy terrorist would nuke a city because of it. So here we are flying on traditional airplanes that take twice as long to get anywhere and consume an enormous amount of fuel. These are cool, though. I'd like to see this. 10 days is well worth it. You want to get his ass busy?
to propel the vessel in a vacuum. Tungsten was chosen because it did.
Yeah, because
Tough headaches got you down.
No, Jeffrey. Let's see over here. This Jay and I have had this on before. This is just weird, is what this is. Let me put it on the screen. No, this is. Yeah, let me show you.
Ooh, hello.
Where is it at? Is this it? Yeah, this is.
I don't know. It's coming up. Hang on. It's a map of something or other.
Yeah, so this red thing y'all see here is an underground cavern, supposedly built by. Yes, supposedly built by another life other than us.
Can you make that bigger?
Give me a second and I will. Oh, maybe, yeah, but. There you go. Oh, wait, what happened? Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Okay,
Wow. Okay, so this is a man-made structure rounding.
Not
across the
man-made.
Pacific Rim?
It's not man-made.
Okay.
I don't know what made it or who made it, but this is a whole thing.
Looks like lava flow.
It's not lava. It's not what made it. At first, the original analysis was maybe some types of worms that dissolved it, that migrated around.
Worms.
Yeah, that migrated around. But then they said that it looked like, because of some things they've seen inside, that it had intelligent design.
Darren Kuyu is like that as well. It's man-made, but it's in a natural. It's a natural cave that's been converted by man-made carving to become an underground living facilities. Is it, so? Are there living facilities throughout this orange?
No, you see it right here. Geologists uncovered it and dubbed it the gigantic fortress that lays 1,800 miles below the surface. 1,800 miles down, and this thing crosses.
Get to it.
It crosses over and under the oceans. It crosses under the oceans to the other side. I mean, look at it. It's over here with us.
It's huge. Yeah.
Yeah. So here's us in California on the West Coast, and here's over here on Russia, Asia. Well, that's
India,
Australia,
Pakistan. Yeah. Wow.
It's What do you mean? What are the red dots, black dots? Those are underground facilities. Shh, you're not supposed to know that. They're gonna come for you now, Jack. I shouldn't have let y'all see it, but it's too late now.
Well, if it's on the internet, someone's already seen it. So the cat is out of the bag, as it were.
Yeah.
So wow.
It's huge. I mean, you could put our whole society in there.
Well, I mean, it's not. It doesn't surprise me one bit that they found this. I mean, I've been saying for years, from like the 80s forward, from all the data that I had accrued at that time on Bigfoot, it came to me that there's only two ways they're getting up and down the eastern seaboard without being seen all the time, and it's either they're walking through deep parts of the woods, or they're going underground. And it's more and more likely that they're going underground, both on the east and west coast, to travel in natural caverns that span most of the east coast and west coast, which keeps them away from not only highways and populated areas, but the few places they do have to pop up, that's where they're seen. And that's where the concentration of sightings are. So I mean, the data is verifying these new finds.
So they're saying that these things are they're sitting above the core, and they still think for a second they dampen an attempt to slow down shear waves, waves that would come off the core that might cause earthquakes. So the hollow allows it to dissipate. Wow. Okay, maybe that's why they think it's intelligent design.
Just keep the lower, because that's the most the Ring of Fire, the Pacific Rim, is the most geologically active zone, and it is a very large circular-ish zone on the planet. And so that makes sense. If you wanted to make it less, earthquakey, for lack of a better word, you put a shock absorber in place. That's what this is.
I mean, they're trying to do everything they can to say that it's created by Earth, but they're just having a hard time with it.
Well, I mean, it's the same thing, the same argument we both have on the moon. The moon seems to be that it has to be where it is placed by intelligent design. It can't be in there any other way because the orbit is unnatural and the size of the planet is exactly the right diameter where it is placed between us and the sun to exactly block out the sun without, I mean, except for a few places when it initially is starting to end, when it peaks, you get that golden diamond ring effect that they call the corona effect. And then after that, it completely covers it like a disc. That's intelligent design. It cannot be anything. It cannot be random. If it were random, it wouldn't be an exact match all the time. Period.
So they found this because of a catastrophic earthquake in Bolivia in 1994. Made it ring like a bell. Made the whole planet ring like a bell, but it made this stand out.
Same kind of effect that happened when they dropped stuff on the moon after the end of a moon launch.
Which, of course, this is a big hollow area. That's why I did that, which also just lends more credence to the moon's hollow, or at least partly hollow. Jamie, I'm not going to tell you the whole moon's hollow, but it does definitely seem at least part of it is.
The parts where we dropped, when we have, what is it, 5 or 6, 7 different landing sites up there. And when they, when the 2 astronauts on the moon went back to the command module, they had the feet and the spaceship separated from the feet of the lander. And then the excursion module would go back up into orbit, dock with the command module. The 2 pilots would get off. They'd close the door and jettison the excursion module, which would then, by gravity default, go land back near the landing site and crash into the moon, where then the seismic equipment we leave behind records bringing of the interior of the planet, or the moon rather, at 45 minutes, 2 hours, hour and a half, different time frames depending on how much the thing weighed and how close or how far away they dropped it. Further away you drop it from the moon, the faster it gets and the more energy when it hits, the longer it would ring.
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah. They weren't expecting it to ring. No, they weren't. They weren't expecting it to.
All right, that's up there. Look at that.
Yeah, there you go. There's some cute little aliens running around.
Look like ones.
Looks like they haven't eaten in a while, though, man.
Yeah, they look kind of skinny.
Yeah, look at. I mean,
one of them has boobs.
I mean, people feed these things, and I hope it ain't humans they eat. I've never heard anybody describe an alien like this. This don't look like a brain.
Well, that one on the far left, it had boobs on it.
They're saying this is a brain. This is not
a great brain.
These people are on crap, man.
Yeah, these new AI images. What the hell?
Oh, they're my aliens.
There's a whole bunch of aliens.
Man.
They from California? Hello.
Okay, they look more like frogmen.
Hey, that's that little green alligator guy that sells insurance.
They're saying they're reptilian, Jack. They just look kind of reptilians look a little different than that. But
yeah,
give me an A for effort anyway.
Those are more like toad heads or frog heads.
That's what it looks like, a frog head. That's what first thing I thought when I seen
it. Hey, Froggy.
Who are these guys? Oh, the Nordics
guys.
These are the Nordics.
Nordics? No, I don't think it can't be. Look at they have tentacles for feet. I don't think so.
No, Jack. Docturian.
Just gall.
Well, that's what the grays would look like, sort of. Wrong color. And the head's a little different.
Wrong color, but the eyes would be closer without the black contact lenses.
Yeah. Well,
smart.
Okay.
Contact lenses.
So yeah, they would usually be a black lens over the whole eye would just be black. But their eyes are big. They're bigger than ours. They're maybe a little bit smaller than that, but close.
But they're twice as big as ours, at least. Yeah.
Yeah, at least. Yeah. No, they have the patches. Those black things are used for a lot of things.
Yeah, they're basically smart glasses or contact lenses that have like heads-up data, and they can transmit messages and see messages, and I guess they could use it as a targeting device if they had to shoot a weapon at you. I mean, there's no telling what kind of stuff is on there, but whatever it was on there, whatever ideas we garnered from that technology, we're using it in the F-22.
Yeah, there's a Palladian for you. I know, Kirby. Most people think Palladians are humans, but some people think the Nordics are humans. That just depends on what you believe.
Humanoid, but not human. Yeah, let's just leave it at that.
That looks like the guy from Mandalorian, the little people who work, the little Muppets that work.
Yeah,
on
I
the-
was gonna say one of the guys from like one of the Star Wars movies, like the little like the little cricket guys from the second or third prequel.
It just looks goofy.
It looks like it looks like it has a hard.
The Anunnaki are supposed to be legendary, tall, beautiful. Yeah, 7
Dreadlocky
foot,
hair.
8 foot tall, beautiful hair. Well, it depends on who says. It could be Hitler, and a lot of them thought they had long, flowing blonde hair, big blue eyes. A lot of people said they had long, flowing blonde hair.
Yeah, the little
Both
green
men
alligator
and women.
guy.
And some of them said that they had. They called them locks. They didn't call them dreadlocks. They had a different name for them.
Yeah,
anyway.
but it's got, but it gets, you look at those carvings, it looks like dreadlocks.
It does. Well, oh no, the Greeks had a name for that curly hair stuff. Oh, I don't remember. Just that's so fucking long ago. I'm lucky I remember my name half the time.
Yeah.
20 mystical animals that prove cryptozoology isn't
So there's a dire bear. What's that in the water?
smoking mirrors. I don't know. It looks like a big old damn garfish of some kind.
Not like an alligator gar, but it does look. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, it's kind of ridged in the back. It's hard to say what it is. It's ugly. I know
Right.
that.
Yeah, it is.
Oh yeah, see, that's a
That's a sturgeon.
Yeah.
Sturgeon.
I was gonna say I recognize that damn fish.
Yeah,
It's,
they get huge, man.
Yeah, they do. They get huge. Eagle,
Wow, look at that. Thunderbird.
Eagle, he's having a good time.
What on earth? Yeah,
That's
I
the
don't know.
Jersey Devil.
Is it? Yeah.
That's what
wow.
they're saying. Okay, that's retarded. That's just
Wow.
ugly.
What the hell was it? Go back
Yep.
real quick.
Hold on.
Yeah, I didn't see what.
Word, damn it! There he is.
And what is it? What does the title? What does the caption say? It's down below.
Oh, let me get this out of the way. Oh no, I can't do it in this page. Hold on. Go back. There you go.
Oh, that's a chupacabra. Okay, all right.
El Chupacabra. Hey man, yeah, where's the El Chupacabra? I can't say cut Chupacabra.
Chupacabra.
El Chupacabra.
Chupa means sucker
So it's El Sucker.
or to suck. Bigfoot. Could be a guy in a football.
Micah, I've never known what
Yeah, you
this
got
is
you
the
off
most famous Bigfoot picture there ever was. And I could
It's
still
still
to this day.
from 16 seconds or so of Bigfoot walking on 16 millimeter.
It's
30 seconds worth. I don't know.
They used to call it by the name of the person who took it.
The Patterson Gimlin film,
Yep, that's it.
1966.
It's Mike. I could tell you if it's real if it isn't. There's just not enough here to go by. I mean, whoever made the picture did it right. I mean, because there's trees in the background, so you can look at the top of his head, look at the tree over here. You know, he's
Yeah,
7
the
foot.
spot can easily be recalled. You can get people have gone to that exact spot since this is recorded, and
This is probably about 2 foot thick here. It's probably about 4. So, and then a tree over here, tree over here. He's a good 6, 7 feet tall. Not 8 or 9, but he's definitely in the 6 to 7 foot tall range. And it would be easier to tell if you were there because you can see the picture. And he's not standing up straight here either. He's bent over something.
yeah,
Um,
and it's actually a she, not a he.
yeah, that's what I was going to say. I don't know if it's a he or she. I don't know.
It is a
I don't-
she. Yeah.
I don't see how you know. Nobody knows
No.
that.
Well, yeah, no. You have to watch. I don't know the name of the. There's a documentary when Jeff Meldrum first came on the scene, and wow, look at that thing. And he pointed out that it has pendulous breasts underneath the fur. And there's a good documentary that he's on where they actually zoom in on that area, and you can actually, he's right. You can see a boob moving underneath of it.
Yeah, well, man, Bigfoot might have boobs. Look at the size of this shark, 64 feet from his
Well, that's
dorsal.
That's just from the dorsal fin. To
I know. Tell you.
Yeah, wow. To the thresher fin.
So you know his head's up around here somewhere.
Yeah, at least.
Whoa, that's a
It's
fucking
almost
shark.
as big as a submarine. Jesus.
That's a shark, people. That's when you
Yeah,
torpedo that bastard.
Yes.
Whoa, this is an ugly ass.
Hello.
Not Mothman, but a sturgeon owl. Well, he looks badass. You
Yeah,
walked
he
up in the middle of the night and red eyes, you'd be flipping out.
Oh, I'd shoot it. Oh, what the hell is that?
That looks like a fucked up seahorse. Like a
Yeah, it's
huge
just
seahorse.
like fish. Some kind of knife. They call it a deal fish. Looks like a knife fish, yeah, or a loach. What on earth?
That's supposed to be a mermaid.
With boobs and a cross. Where's the head? They chopped the head off. Is that a face? I can't believe that. Doesn't look right.
Hold on, look at that. Mermaid Aiden. I have no idea.
People in Aden claim to have found a species of mermaid. Well, whatever. I don't believe it. Whatever it is.
I don't either, so I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's
It looks
a
like a
skunk
big
in
ass-
West Florida.
It's like a baboon, man. Look at that thing underneath his chin.
Orangutan.
Yeah, orangutan. That's it.
It was an orangutan that had escaped from the, I think, Sarasota, Florida Zoo. Oh, yeah, it says right there, Sarasota. Yeah, it's not a skunk. It's an orangutan, people. There it is. No, not massive polar bear. That's what they would call a dire bear.
That's a big ass bear. No,
And
Jack,
when
that's a kid.
We have their fossils in the fossil record, so it's a legit creature.
Yeah, what? No, Jesse, this is a kid. How do I know it's a kid? Well, look at the rifle; it's taller than he is.
I'm not in the. I wasn't in the Navy carry, but I did see a really weird, strange alien frog head creature on the shore in Bridgeport, Connecticut, in college. But I wasn't the only one to see it. We were both tripping our faces off on acid. But when you're tripping your face on acid, you and your friend do not ever share the same exact hallucination. So whatever we saw was not fake.
Black bear with the mange, that sucks.
Yeah. Poor thing.
Some snake boots.
Hey, look, there's Joe's boots.
No, that ain't my boots.
Oh, there it is.
Mine.
All right. Oh, it's another
That
story.
ain't mine. Mine are real. They didn't fake yet. Boots there. Hi, Jeffrey. No, you can tell. You know how you know these are fake. These are pretty boots, but these are fake. One, there's on real snake boots. This is raised. All of this, it flakes. You touch it. I'll show you mine. They're not injured in the other one. Yeah, matter of fact, you can't. So real snake boots, you cannot wax the boot. You can't shine them because the wax would get caught in the snake flips. So you know how snakes have scales on their back and they can move them. Then the ones underneath where they're using to move along, they put those on your boots. Yeah, it's badass. These are pretty. I'd wear them. Well, I got 3 pair of boots right now. Well, really 2. The other pair is kind of, just say retired. Leave it at that. There's that ugly thing again. Looks like some kind of fucked up horse. Oh, what is this? That's probably a giant tadpole.
Yeah. Or a sperm.
That's probably a spill of some kind. I bet you that's something else. I don't think it's
oil. Yeah.
Well, we don't know for sure because we're not there. Dude, your foot's kind of fucked up, huh?
Bigfoot. Bigfoot. Yep.
That's why they call him Bigfoot, people.
Well, so that's not very fair. It says Bigfoot track versus a human foot. It should be a human track versus a Bigfoot track. That's not a fair comparison.
What bothers me about the Bigfoot track is the bottom of the toes are round.
Yes, they're round. Just like ours. Yeah, their feet are very much, and there's some of them, particularly what Jeff Meldrum was and still is fascinated by. I think he has the largest. Oh, a kookaburra bird. Cool. He has I think the most largest vast collection of Bigfoot castings, and he was enormously taken apart by the fact that they all have fingerprint ridges in them, identifiable different FBI type fingerprints that they could use to identify the individual that left the track.
Did y'all really find the treasure? I don't remember hearing these guys found the treasure. I'm not believing this story.
I don't. But they did have found some very interesting data. I will give them that. They found some very, very cool, very suspicious data. So whatever mystery they're looking for, it's somewhere in that area. There must be a treasure. I don't think they found it. I don't think they will, but it's there.
Jesse, no, I haven't seen anything on here yet, but the article says they found it. But I've seen that just recently somewhere else. They said they found it, but I haven't seen any treasure or anything. Huge investment in 2006.
If these guys aren't idiots, the Laguna brothers. There's three of them, or two or three of them. That's two of them right there.
Yeah.
They're not idiots. Most of them are engineers. Like three of them are engineers. The other one's like a construction guy. Not necessarily an engineer, but a builder. So they're very practical, logical-minded dudes, and I would imagine they take, lots of caution due to the two things that what was his face? Geraldo Rivera. He had the vault opening of.
Well, yeah, I remember that. Oh, man,
yeah,
poor
the
baby.
Vault,
Yeah, the poor baby. That was rough.
Oh, nothing was in it, and then he had some other big thing that he was going to open up, another story just like that. He opened it, and it also petered out. So you don't say, "Oh, we found it," and then go, "We didn't." Yeah. So whatever they got, they're gonna make sure what it is before they go, "We got it," even though they might be sending out the vibe that maybe we did. I'd wait until they finish their data. They're not done yet.
No, Jack, we're in and out of news. No, we're in and out of hard news all night. So this is another hard news.
Oh, let me bring that the comments down so we can see that a little better.
So Russian drones have violated NATO airspace 144 times. New report says they have been quietly mapping European defenses.
Yeah, why else would they penetrate our air barriers?
For a war. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that was the thing. We also, when we had the thing in Jersey, that was my assessment of that. That someone is testing military and/or first responder response times. How long does it take for someone to call the cops? Hey, there's a weird drone over my house. How long does it take for them to call the cops? To notice when the drone is there, and then B, call the cops, and then C, when do the cops get there? So that's if you're going to take over a place, you want to know how fast it's going to take after you started killing people. That the guys with the guns are going to show up. that's crucial. Need to know data.
Jesse, the article you see up there right now, how powerful would a Type 6 civilization be? As far as humans are concerned, a Type 6 civilization like what they're talking about here would be gods to us. There would be no understanding the physics involved. No, Jesse, we're a Type 0 civilization.
We're like 0.75 if you want to get technical of that. Yeah.
We're considered on the scale a zero.
Less than one.
No, really, that's what they consider us, a zero type civilization. The Type 2 civilization is harnessing the sun and other things, and just different types of levels. It goes by the level of energy you harness and how you harness.
So so Type 1 is complete and utter control of planetary energy and resource. No loss. No waste. No loss. Level 2 is solar. The solar system. You can span the entire solar system. Most of the technology of this civilization, their exotic metals and materials are not affected by most natural phenomenon like lightning and plasma storms and probably phaser weapons. Third is this civilization is on a galactic level. They harness and control 100% of the vast resources and energies of a single or multiple galaxies. And then you have 5. The next one is the universals, and they control or span an entire universe and have complete control of 100% of its energy and resources. And we're not even on that scale.
Yeah, we got a long ways to go. What do you read? Oh no, okay. No. Jay, no, okay, you're getting confused. So what Jay's telling you is accurate, but you're talking. Okay, so they do types of civilizations on a couple of scales.
I gotta take the puppy out. I'll be right back.
Go ahead. Yeah, go take care of it. It's no, they do it on a couple of scales. So what he was talking about is advancement of the civilization moving forward. There's also the what's it called? The Kurdish scale. It's based on energy, on how much energy you control. Right now, we don't control anything. We can barely even use nuclear power. So when you hit a Type 1 civilization, it means you probably have cold fission. or somewhere along those lines. You hit a type 2, you're probably using antimatter or something along those lines. And each step up, it's a new power source and a more powerful power source that gives you more energy, more strength, more livelihood. So yeah, it just depends on which scale you want to go by, but they're both pretty much meaning the same thing. Because to get where Jay's talking about, like to be galactic in the galactic community, you're gonna have to be at least a type 3 or type 4 civilization on the Kesh scale, because you're gonna need that kind of energy. So yeah, it kind of weighs itself out. Don't ask me why they do different kind of scales. Because different scientists look at it differently. That's why. It's like recently they updated the Drake equation. The Drake equation is the equation that makes you wonder how many helps you to understand how many intelligent life forms may be in the universe. They've updated that equation.
How many? It's an equation to determine how many possible planets and or solar systems may or may not possess life, or the possibility of having life in a galaxy. And it's a bullshit equation because it requires you to fantasize certain integers into certain functions.
Well, you've definitely got to take some leeway, but they've updated it recently. So
it uses no fact.
No, they updated it. I talked to Mr. Keiko about it. They've updated it considerably. He said it's actually got some accuracy to it.
If they means not Drake himself, then maybe the equation is a little bit better.
Well, no, they've changed it. There was some stuff that people like theoretical physicists thought that Drake took for granted, that not necessarily was going to work the way he thought it was. So there have been some adjustments. And the other Bryce Tyson's talked about it a few times too since it's been upgraded, which makes sense. But no, Gene and I were talking about it's the Kurdish scale. It's oh hell, can't even pronounce it. Damn thing. It's KARDASHEV, but it's the power scale for civilizations from a type 1 to a type 5 power scale. It tells you what they are. Like we're like us. The reason we're type 0 is because we can't harness and control nuclear energy. We can use it, but we can't control it.
There's a lot of ways that we aren't able to. Well, it's not just the energy of the nuclear; it's also just the resources of the entire.
So a type 1, type 1 is. Yeah, so type 1 means you got control of all your wind, all your solar, and all your nuclear power. You're more than likely using cold fusion at this time.
Fossil fuels, energy waves.
When you move to
magnetic energy.
When you move to like a type 2, you're probably maybe using antimatter. A type 3 is probably dark matter. Each one is more powerful than the other one, and each one takes more responsibility. But I was trying to explain to somebody just now. He said, well, no. He said, well, Jay was saying something different. I said, no, but you've got to have that power scale to get to where Jay's talking about. So Jay's talking about type 3, type 4 galactic civilization. You're not getting there with dark matter. You're going to have, not dark matter, with cold fission. That's not going to get you into galactic, but antimatter will. So those kind of things. Yeah. So you're upgrading on both sides. So it shows you. A
power system based on antimatter, you have vast, untold, boundless energy for traveling. But think about that same amount of energy translated into weaponry, antimatter, phasers, weapons, photon torpedoes, whatever, Star Trek-ish kind of thing you could imagine. We can't imagine it. We're not at that level. We don't. Our brains can't fathom something that enormously enter for energy.
Cold fusion is going to get us a lot of things. It'll get us energy for our planet. We can live and not have to worry about power anymore. Eventually, we become free. It'll help us get around our solar system and explore. But it's not going to make us an intergalactic civilization. We're going to need a stronger power source, and that besides
it'll make us interplanetary for sure.
It will make us interplanetary.
It'll make us a solidified interplanetary species where we're all. Maybe not necessarily all of one mindset, but we all use one type of government for the whole planet, one type of, monetary system if we need one, that kind of thing, or at least, a merit system anyway. Things will be different if we actually had the technology and boundless energy that was you see on Star Trek and Star Wars, etc. Things would be a lot different. We wouldn't have money. We would lose money very quickly after such an event happened.
No, James. I mean, all this has to go along hand in hand, and has to be developed in certain ways so that we don't blow each other up or do stupid things with it. Well, think about what we understand now, how much damage we could do to our planet. Think about when we have cold fission, how much bigger of explosions we can make. You know, we need to understand what we're doing. What do you mean, dark matter, antimatter? No, we're talking planet splitting explosions with that kind of stuff.
But any vast new energy or any vast new technology, when given the wrong incentives in the wrong hands and the wrong people, can be used for dreadful effects. So yeah, I mean, we're not going to get around that. You know, if you want to be a sissy and be like, oh, we can't invent antimatter, we can't invent ion pulse engines, we can't invent Star Trek phasers and light swords and, you know, all that fancy stuff, because it's just going to make everything worse. No, it isn't. It's just you're worrying about things that are so alien to us. We cannot fathom the very depth of the universe. So we don't know what's out there, and you know, and to sit here and put our imagination stuff on alien creatures with what little we know of the universe, it's asinine, because that's why the word alien is in there, because we have no common frame of reference. We don't know what their society actually really is like. The data we have that Joe and I talk to you guys about all the time on this show, at this point, even though we have some very good data, it's mere speculation. It is all, even with everything we know, physics and the science and the eyewitness and earwitness testimony, it's all 100% bunk, right? At this point, it's just bullshit and speculation and guessing.
Yeah, it's a lot of speculation. No, Jesse, I seen your question earlier, and it's 167 million miles per hour.
The speed of light is 166,000
No,
miles.
that's not what we're talking about. No, that's not what we're talking about. 167 million miles per hour. That's what an impulse drive is on Star Trek. That's how fast it goes. Well, the only reason I know that is recently we had gotten to a talk about how do they move around inside of solar systems if they're not doing light speed? Because, you know, it takes a little time to get around in our solar system if you're not traveling at light speed. So, well, what is it? It's only, I mean, lights, what was like 12 minutes or 80? I forgot what. It's a bunch of minutes to Jupiter, but it's not like, no, it would take us 2 years to get there, but light gets there. Jay would have to ask Google, but I think it's like under 12 minutes or something, or 23 minutes or something. It's not a real huge amount of time. Yeah.
What do you want me to ask Google?
How long does it take the sun to get to Jupiter?
How long does light from the sun to get to Jupiter?
Yeah, from light from the sun to get to Jupiter.
Hey, Google, how long does it take from light from the sun to get to Jupiter?
And ask it how many miles it's apart.
It's 8 minutes for us.
It takes about 43 minutes for sunlight to travel from the sun to Jupiter.
How far away is the sun from Jupiter on average?
That's a good question.
Hey, Google, how far away is Jupiter from the sun on average?
On average, Jupiter is about 484 million miles, or 5.2 astronomical units, away from the sun.
So in the Enterprise, at full pulse, it would take you 3 hours to get to the sun from Jupiter. You know, on the impulse drive.
Yes.
Yes.
They don't use the FDL drive or the warp drive.
Yeah, they don't use the warp drive inside the solar systems for some reason. They never actually clarified that enough. They sort of half-assed it, but they didn't really.
It's a warp bubble, so it's like causing a distortion in space. So driving through planets that are very close together with a distortion, you might knock them into each other like billiard balls, and then destroy your very home that you're trying to go home to.
So anyway, Jack, get back to the Type 6
Oh,
civilization. Cool. The Type 6 civilization would be a civilization that humans would consider to be gods. They would be like the Q. And I'm not even sure if the Q is a Type 6. They might be a Type 5, but probably Type 6. Type 6 means you're beyond physical limitations of any kind.
The ability to arrange, rearrange, create, and destroy matter and elements through thought on command at will anytime is basically what we're talking about.
So that means you can move from time to place instantaneously through thought, and you can build and design not just buildings, you can do mountains and planets and all sorts of shit. Technically, as far as humans are concerned, they're gods. There may not be gods because they may have evolved, but still, as the way we believe in gods, they would be gods. There's no other way to look at it. because we wouldn't understand how they did things. At least with technology, there's a bridge, and we can work at understanding technology. But we're so far away from that kind of thought control.
On a kind of similar tangent side note, I was thinking about this also the other day. When we've talked about giants before, and we were just talking about Bigfoot. Some pictures we saw where she was 7-8 feet tall. Think about the perspective of us compared to the ant. At the ant's perspective, we must be thousands of miles tall. A creature, can you imagine that? If we were the scale of a ant, and there was another human creature like our height compared to and we were the ant, it's thousands of miles.
Yeah, they might not be able to see your face.
You're too high. No, it would be like trying to see the top of a mountain. If you go to the base of a mountain, you do not see the top of it until you climb to it. You have to climb up to it. In order to see it, you have to be miles away at almost a similar altitude to even see the top of it. That's what we are scale wise to the creatures like ants and spiders and things on the ground. For a cat even, we're like probably, scale wise, if you scale it down to the cat level, what, 100 feet tall to a cat? 50 feet? Something?
Yeah, it's pretty good. Cats, small animals and all look at you like.
So if that's true that we have that on our planet, we have an ant, and then you have like, or compare an ant to an elephant. I mean, even larger than us. It's like, that would be like thousands of miles high. So I'll bet you there's creatures within this universe that are 50 miles high, 1,000 miles high.
Well, anybody living on a planet that's
they might be living in outer space all by themselves. Like I said, they might,
they could be living in space. This planet's plenty big enough to have people that tall.
Absolutely, 100%.
Oh yeah, there's some big planets out there. They're not all the giants are gas giants. Most of them are, but not all of them are.
There are galaxies so big out there that our galaxy would be like a solar system inside our galaxy.
As it is, Andromeda is about 2.5 times the size we are.
I thought it was 4 times.
It might be. It goes back. So I used to argue about Andromeda, but it's
either 2.5 times now, and by the time we meet it, it's going to be 4 times bigger than us or something.
Well,
I mean, whatever it is, it's bigger than us at the moment.
Yeah, I was always taught that our galaxy was 100,000 light years across, but recently it's been updated to 160. But yet, still half the science haven't figured that out. I'm like,
when I was in high school, it was the diameter of the or the width and length of the galaxy was it was a span somewhere between 70,000 light years wide and 100,000. And now it says, like you said, it's double. It's like 140 at the low end and 280 at the big end.
It's well, Jesse, the universe is weird. Technically, it's 160,000 light years all the way around, but it undulates. That's why Jay was telling you what he just told you, because it undulates. So sometimes it's stretched out, and sometimes it's more like a circle, and sometimes it's more like an oval. Not more than an oval, actually. It's more like a.
There are gravitational effects from other large gravity bodies in the area, making the entire galaxy either stretch out or compress.
Well, galaxies are living things. I think that's the hardest thing for people to understand.
It's a living organism. So is our planet. Yes.
Yeah, it's a living thing. It's we always talk about God creating life, but in reality, what happened here, it looks like
life created God. I think.
No. God probably created the Big Bang. And a Big Bang created everything else. Because since the universe is alive and it's teeming with life and it's sending out the building blocks of fucking life everywhere from what we're finding out. No, James, according to science, recently, the building blocks of life, almost everything they checked behind is the fucking building blocks of life. They're thinking if a planet is conducive to life and one of these rocks land on it, there's going to be life. They're not even arguing that fact anymore. No. They're actually capitulating to that. Because
we're pretty certain there's life on Venus. We know for a fact, we talked about it earlier on this show tonight. There's life in volcanoes, there's life within the permafrost, there's life at the very bottom of our ocean, there's probably life sitting on the surface of the sun. There are extreme cases where life we think by science and the expression and definition of life and biology that it shouldn't exist there, but yet then it does. Well, I mean, that changes the entire ball game all around. That means there can be life anywhere, everywhere, wherever.
Jesse, this is not the Mariners family doofus ass.
No, that is the Grand Canyon.
So they've been finding stuff in here.
There
Lost
are allegedly 50
geological.
places that are off limits to tourism.
Well, this says lost geological evidence found through earthquakes and volcanoes of ancient civilizations. Continent. What is it? Volcanic erosion and continental drift. Ancient civilization theory supported points out. I think was it millions of years. Well, yeah. So they're basically saying they think there was life millions of years ago. They're saying there's geological record of life more than 1 million years ago.
Yes, I agree. The fact remains is that if there was a civilization even 50,000 years ago, as soon as they lost power, as soon as their cities, there was no one there to maintain and paint, and the electricity went off or whatever was powering the civilization. Once that died, within 1,000 years, what would be left would be what you see roughly in the South American jungles right now, where we're finding through LiDAR all these ancient temple. They always call it a temple complex, city complex. It's a goddamn city with pyramids. Why does it have to be a temple? We don't know. They were temples.
Yeah,
we don't know we really honestly don't know the actual initial intent for what the buildings were meant for, because we weren't there for it. But in any event, we're finding these brush covered civilization cities inside of the undercover, and that's what would happen. And then eventually, another 1,000 or 2 years, there would be absolutely, except for chemical traces in the atmosphere, there'd be no evidence to the naked eye that there ever was any living civilization on the planet after 2,000, 3,000 years. So, it's gone, completely recycled, like that article said.
So this rock right here that they're showing, is in these sediments. It's found in these sediments, which are way beyond any civilization, any life on this planet.
Right.
See, we just keep finding more and more of these underwater cities.
Is that Alexandria?
This is just this Spanish coastline. They're responsible for present day. Oh, they're talking about these civilizations. All this civilization. They're saying this was a vast, great civilization that they don't know what happened to, and it had built vast and great cities around the planet. All these cities were found that are sunken and destroyed. They're saying were their cities, one civilization, not a different civilization. So the cities in India belong to the same people the cities in Cuba do. The ones in Japan belong to the same people. So we know that at one time they used to call them the ancient mariners. They were supposed to exist at about 25 to 50,000 years ago. They were supposed to be a very advanced type race that had already.
Yeah, and most of their buildings are gone, except for the stuff that's underwater. Everything is essentially gone, really.
Well, being mariners, they would have lived on the coast, and as the ice age ended, the water would have started rising. And if you built, because the ice age lasted quite a long time, so if you built during that period, well, Jesse, it's not just how long the ice age existed; it's the build up to it and the melt from it. So it's a long time.
And if you build too close to the coast, and then all that ice melts, you eventually have to back up and back it up. Like that guy in the Ant-Man movie. Back it up. You're gonna eventually, the water's going to eventually push you, 200-300 miles inland anyway.
But you see this city here. This city's not even that far in the water.
No, it really doesn't look that. Well, that's probably an AI picture, but
No, it's supposed to be original.
Those are really?
Yeah,
it's probably like only 100 feet under. Look at that. That's gorgeous. Wow, look at that turquoise. See that vein of turquoise?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
It's
some sulfur, jasper, some neat stuff in there.
They're saying these people were millions of years ago.
Yeah.
Let's see, gaps in knowledge
and caverns everywhere.
Jenny, they've been supposedly for a long time. They've been thinking there was a race here before us.
It says so in the Bible, even. I mean, I don't know how. I'm not religious. I think a lot of it's BS, but the Bible speaks of there were people in those times before Adam and Eve. Who the hell are they talking about if God only created man and women?
Well, there had to be
Something
somebody
else
because
was
Adam and Eve
there.
had to go out and screw somebody. They didn't screw each other, or we would all be retarded.
Right. No.
Gee, no,
We all
DNA doesn't work
We
that
don't have
way.
arms coming out of our chest.
If Adam and Eve would have screwed each other, because then they would have to screw their children, and their children would have to screw each other, our society today would be half retarded and half brilliant. There would be no society like we.
Well, who said that isn't true anyway? I mean, look at our planet now. It kind of looks
No.
like
I have seen. I have. Trust me, people. I've seen it. It is a nasty thing because it works one of the two ways. You either get all the good stuff or you get all the bad stuff. There doesn't seem to be any in between with it. No, that's why it's illegal. Technically, in this country, inbreeding's illegal. Oh yeah, and you can't have sex with your brother and sister. That's incest. You can't ask for fucking jail for that. Yeah, this isn't Europe. Outside is a cheap shot. Sorry. This isn't the Epstein files, people. I don't know. I mean, that looks like Angkor Wat. Go back, let me see. Yeah, that kind of looks like
Angkor
Angkor
it does.
Wat.
Or the same similar technology. Also, oh no, what's the other one? Tikal.
Oh, Jay and I broke. Oh no, Jen. There's a show that him and I did on Angkor Wat. We broke down how we think. So, Angkor's a very interesting place, and the technology is very interesting. And we realized while we were talking that some of this must have been secreted or molded out.
Yeah,
So
it was poured.
Yeah. So in other words, when you look at a lot of this fancy trim all over Angkor Wat, because there's so much of it, when you get to think of it, that's a lot of fucking carving. Well, you know
no
what?
way. Yeah, you couldn't do it. So they were all like, like they came out of the same, for lack of a better term, mold.
And
they're all pieces, the same exact dimensions, height, weight, diameters, everything.
And the way we figured it out is we were watching and as we were going through the stuff, because we were looking at this shit pretty hard. We noticed that one of them was snapped in half. Well, first off, wood don't snap like that. Wood splinters. So it always has pieces coming up. Now this just snapped like a rock.
Yeah, unless it's petrified.
Unless it's petrified, yeah.
Yeah,
but when you looked at this,
plane like a rock.
When you looked at it no the sense of something being poured and molded. Yeah, it was probably secreted and molded. It was probably mud and clay. Is probably what it was. And no bricks. No bricks are made.
Essentially like concrete is really what it is.
Yeah.
It's just sand and rock and dirt from the area mixed with who knows? I mean, potash. They had.
Well,
to
the reason it's a big deal. It's a big deal because no, I was telling somebody's asking. We're saying something. Why is it a big deal? I said it's a big deal because for years and years and years they couldn't figure out how all that stuff was done. And just one afternoon, just going through it methodically while we were talking, it just dawned on us. And I see now it's on their website, and it wasn't before. Oh no.
Yeah, I mean, go to any pictures of the area and just look close up to the facade of the building, and it doesn't matter which facade, the front, the back, the top, the bottom, anywhere along the outside of the complex, every square inch of the walls, top to bottom, left to right, diagonally, are covered in three-dimensional sculptures.
You okay down there, Dad?
Everywhere, the whole building it's enormous. And hey, Google. How much yardage does the Angkor Wat temple complex cover?
The Angkor Wat temple complex is quite vast, measuring about 1,700 yards long by 1,500 yards wide.
1,500 square yards wide, this building is, and there isn't a single unblemished external surface that has no 3D sculptures on it. So there's only one logical answer to put it on there. How do they do it? They have to be able to produce them so they're coming out of a factory, one exactly better no better or no worse than the one before it. So therefore, it's molded technology. It has to be it's poured concrete, it's poured stone. It has the same. All it is, like we said, is crushed up local rock, gravel, sand, and a thing called potash. You put all that together, and you've got concrete. You've got clay. You can make a statue with it.
You can do all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
So-
an obelisk. You can make a. Pardon my French, people. You can make a fucking pyramid with it.
So they're saying a Type 2 civilization can do this.
Yes, kind of like a Dyson sphere for the planet only.
That kind of looks like. Hold on, we'll find out what exactly this is.
Yeah.
Let me go back to where we were. So there we go. Swipe down for full story. But so what this actually is, the reason this is up here is let's read it properly for everybody. Have scientists discovered traces of a Type 2 civilization?
That means they're in control of the solar system.
No. But no. This means that our scientists thinks they found one. They think
But
they
what's the
found
level?
the
Is it
type.
control of the solar system or control of the planet?
Oh, Type 2. So it would be a civilization that can control something like antimatter or dark matter.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so Type 1 would be
Star
somebody
Trek level. Star Trek level.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's what I would think. Star Trek level. Maybe a tad bit above Star
A
Trek.
little better, yeah, a little bit better, but yeah,
but close enough.
If not utopian, damn near approaching utopian.
They would definitely be.
Or basically free.
Yeah, well, they could definitely travel in the galactic community for sure. Now, there wouldn't be a Type 3, but they would be pretty. Type 2 is pretty advanced, John. Yeah. Well, Type 1 is just Type 1 is us.
At that level. Travel at that level would have to be like, if you want to go from one side of the galaxy to the other, would be like stepping through a door. You open the door, you close the door, you're there. That's how instant it would be.
You want to know what a good Type 1 civilization is, Jack? You ever see the movie Expanse? That's a Type 1 civilization. It is us with the ability to control cold fusion and stuff like that, and solar and wind. Yeah, we have no fucking solar power causes cancer. Did you notice solar power kills between 160 and 660,000 birds a year in this country? And it causes cancer.
And that's just solar.
That's just solar. And we're not. Oh no, I'm sorry. That was windmills. I apologize. That was windmills. And solar kills other types of animals, mostly smaller rodent type animals. But the things that eat them, it also kills because the plastic leaches into the ground.
It also because of the size
and
of
it
them,
draws heat.
Yeah, but underneath most of the foliage eventually withers and dies.
Yeah, it does. Well, it's two reasons it dies, Jesse. One's from the heat and one's from the leaching. Well, if solar panels leach, they have chemicals in them that leach out. That's why it changes.
They also block most of the light anyway.
And they block. And then on top of that, they get super hot because they're black and the sun just beams down on them all day. Because they put them in places with full sun. Yeah. So no, we don't really have control of that yet.
And most of them auto rotate. So they after the sun goes down, the panel is facing west. So the electronics, it'll store enough electronics so it'll rotate the panel back towards the east. And then when the sun comes up, it reactivates the I guess it's a gimbal. And then the sun, as it rotates above and back down to the west, the panels slowly rotate. So they're always collecting light from the optimum angle when the sun's overhead.
So, Jesse, one of the ways you'll know where Type 1 civilization is our highways and our sidewalks that produce energy. So, like in Japan right now, they're building sidewalks, the kinetic energy sidewalks. As you walk on them, they produce energy.
So,
and there's literally a million people. Yeah.
What you're saying is what would happen is you'd have these special shoes and you walk out on the sidewalk and you'd be like,
no shoes. You just wherever you want and you step on the sidewalk and it creates power. Yeah, it doesn't matter how you're dressed. You don't have no special shoes. No, you just wear whatever you normally wear. Your weight stepping on that piece of material creates electricity through kinetics because it moves. So you don't feel it move, but it actually moves. And they show how this works. And then on top of that, they show highways with both kinetic and solar built into one.
I think we'd all have constant goose pimples with the electrical traveling through the air that way, but it wouldn't be harmful.
No. They don't travel through the air. It's all underground. So what they're doing is they basically lay a new sidewalk that's completely wired all the way to a power source. Each piece of concrete, each step produces its own power. It's like a series of batteries. So as you're walking along, you yourself, Jay, by yourself, just walking from downtown to where you live will produce enough electricity to power a house for 1 month. You by your little lonely self. It's crazy technology.
if they're going to do that, they'd also might as well have a smart moving sidewalk type conveyor belt like you see in the
No, because that
airport.
would use power. They want something that makes power.
But
Not
you'd
uses
also
power.
be out there creating power by standing there with your weight and kinetic energy. By
No,
walking
and just leave them alone. They got it figured. Because the way it's going to work with cars is the sheer weight of the cars is just going to go along pushing the weight down, and the solar panel, the highway itself will be a solar panel, so it'll be producing energy. The only thing I don't like about it, and it's not going to be black. That's something else they talked about. They said the black solar panels have to go the way of dodo because everybody thinks you have to be black to attract sun. No, black just attracts heat.
Yeah, well, so black attracts all spectrums of the light spectrum, the invisible and the visible, so all of it. Whereas white reflects all of it, but still, you could have white photo receptors that would still collect energy, but they wouldn't glare as hot because they're reflecting 99.9% of the.
They're saying basically everybody's saying we're doing it the wrong way. We shouldn't be trying to go after direct sunlight. We should be going after ultraviolet and infrared. And he said, and then we don't need black for that. That's what they're talking about. And there's no more power on those spectrums than what we're getting now. But we just don't have the technology to know how to do it.
You can also collect those two spectrums when the sun has set.
Jesse, the Japanese think it's kinetic energy. Yeah, it's just kinetics just means you're moving around and that creates power.
So like they have kinetic energy watches. That's an example. You see, I don't know if anyone has one, but those kinetic energy watches, when you walk and swing your arm or when you wiggle your wrist, that motion automatically winds the watch for you. So it's always kinetically wound up and never dies on you as long as you keep active.
As long as it's not a cheap one. I got to say, good, it's kinetic. It works great. But it's sometimes
look at that wheat field, man.
That is not a wheat field. That's a planet with aliens on it.
It's a satellite, anyway.
It's a planet with aliens on it. That's why it's got a satellite, because it's got an alien living on it. Yes, they're beaming signals to Earth, huh? Jesse, type 2 civilizations are going to be interesting to me. Because at this stage of our evolution, they're going to be way more advanced.
That is a correct statement.
See, they're talking about us trying to move to a type 1 right here. And what
I think once
dramatically forward would be.
Planet, yeah.
Oh, I see flying cars up in there, man. They all look like UFOs, too. Look at that.
Yeah, it looks like Coruscant.
It does kind of.
Star Wars.
It's oh wait, I hit the wrong button. Damn it. Oh yeah. Bring that back around like that.
Yeah. Look at that. It's a cool picture.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a cool picture. Okay, put that up there again. What you get? You got it.
What
I haven't been on a set. Where'd it go?
I don't know. I put us back up into your thingy disappeared. Let me re-add it. There we go. There it is.
Okay. Let's see. Let's go back over here. So this one right here. Why did China send a spy balloon over America's airspace? Because they wanted to fucking spy on us. They were the leak from China was they were mapping our nuclear silos.
Yes, and also probably possible response time as to when it was detected, when we did something, if anything, about it. All of that data was collected.
Now, people, I got to tell you something about the Ukraine and how stupid this next statement is. Moscow will fall. Ukraine drone commander taunted Russia after knocking out 13 power stations and torturing a refinery 500 miles deep into Russia.
Deep into territory, yeah, wow.
So, first off, bragging about it is stupid. They're going to keep it up. He's going to use a nuke. He's going to use a low-yield tactical nuke, and the Ukraine's going to surrender. And he may nuke Kyiv, but he may nuke Chernobyl.
I think he's going to kill Zelensky. Then they'll yield. If he nukes Kyiv and Zelensky doesn't die, he's going to send a nuke. They have nukes. He's got nukes. He's going to send one back.
No, Ukraine ain't got nukes. They had to give him up. That was
good. Well, then he's going to send what he's got and fucking
if Ukraine had nukes, this war would have never started. And they said that in the beginning. All the republics said that at the beginning because they all had nukes when they left Russia. And they said no. Russia said they would not allow them to have nukes. They were their nukes.
Yeah,
they would not allow them to
that's
have
right. Because when Russia was the Soviet Union, Ukraine was their Missouri, was where most of their missiles were.
So, no, Jack, Chernobyl's in the Ukraine. Yeah, it's in the
Chernobyl's in Ukraine.
Yeah, it's still there. They were showing mutated
in the
bears
height
just
of the
yesterday.
Cold War. It was their number one nuke. That state, if Russia, the Soviet Union were compared to the United States, Ukraine was a state which had the most nuclear silos and weapons and mobile weapons of any other Russian Soviet state of the time. And then when they broke up, they were forced to give it all to Moscow.
No, they had a count on it. Moscow knew exactly what they had. They wanted
even though they lost like 65 of them in the transfer, we don't know where they are. They don't know where they are.
Yeah, but you know what? The our accounting office said that was bullshit because somebody would have used one by now.
Yeah, I would think so. I would have thought so. Or
they figure they're pretty sure they know where they are.
Or they were secretly held hostage and sold back to Russia at some kind of, back alley hush hush deal that nobody's ever heard about.
That's possible too.
Yeah.
I think Russia would have just came out and said, "Really, you got my nukes? Let me tell America you got 65 nukes." You're gonna wish they didn't find that out.
But yeah.
Well, that would have been before Putin's time.
Back, I would have thought, but yeah.
Okay, alien life on the moon. New findings say maybe.
What new findings?
It's they've just found some things lately that suggest that there may have been something there living there at one time or another.
The dust that's on the outside of the planet, the helium-3, is what's if the moon is a natural interstellar body, I don't think it's come from our solar system, but if it's a natural space body, that material that's on the surface should actually be 100, 200, 300 feet, miles deep underneath in the soil layers, but yet it's on the surface. So that tends to suggest that the moon was hollowed out like a, apple.
No. Helium-3 is different though. Helium-3 is so you can't find it on Earth because we have an atmosphere. It would burn up in the atmosphere. But on planets and planetoids where it can, it settles on the top of the planet. So they're saying the asteroid belt is probably full. They're saying any dead planet like Mercury is probably full of it too. Any place that doesn't have an atmosphere, I guess we're going to find out one day.
We just have to go there. Yeah.
What's that, Jack? Well, when you type it, you didn't type in helium. That's why you probably typed in a video game. There's a video game that spells kind of like helium looks. Yeah. Helium. Elon's already going to do helium-3 when so is China. Russia's going to try to get in on it because it's a 3,000. Depending on, they don't know how deep the layer is yet, but right now from the layer that they've seen, just the powder layer is at least 3,000 years worth of power. 3,000 years of clean, crisp energy that doesn't do any harm to anything. Well, you got to blast your ass off a rocket to get it, but still.
Well, the cool thing, your description of what the ultimate benefit of that is that eventually all of our machines are, like, say, whatever we use as conveyance. It might be a UFO, it might be a car, it might be a plane, boat, house. You go to the power center of your house, you take this orb that you plug into it, boom, your house is now powered for however long that orb is there. Oh, let's go down to our secondary house in Florida. You grab that orb, you go outside, you put it in your car. Now your car drives up to the dock, you drive your car onto your boat, you take that orb, you put it in your boat goes down to Florida, take the orb, get it back in your car, and drive to your house. And everything that you have, where you bring that orb, you plug it in, you have power. You're not dependent on the power company, you're not dependent on the government. What else? I mean, what other powers do you need? Gas? At that point, who's gonna cook with gas still? Everything will be electric. Why would you want to use gas?
I know.
Right?
Oh, thank you, Chris. Chris sent us helium-3 could be the most valuable resource in space And nations are now racing to mine it on the moon and looking
Yep.
towards the asteroid belt.
Oh my! The race.
Rare-
the
and
new
rare-
Cold War is beginning.
it's well, that's what they said. It's the new Middle East. The moon's going to be the new Middle
Yeah.
East.
That's another good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there go the chuckleheads. My neighborhood knuckleheads are setting off fireworks. You hear it?
No, I can't hear right now. Every now and then I hear him here, but not much. The lunar gold rush. Yes, look at that, huh?
Oh, Spider-Man.
Helium-3 is a light, non-radioactive isotope. Yes, people, you heard that? Non-radioactive.
Stable.
Produces
Isotope.
power, yeah.
Stuff like that.
Oh, it's going to be great. Going to build all kind of clean fusion reactors is what we're going to build.
It's a metal too, if I'm not mistaken. So it could also very likely that powder could be used and forged into our own current metals and create new exotic metals, even.
They say it's going to be used in ultra-low temperature refrigerators for quantum computers.
Yeah.
So that they can super cool the quantum computer. It's just a big sign. The moon is open for business.
Space, yeah.
Well, as we explore the solar system, we're going to find out where else it's in the solar system.
What are they saying about the possibility? How long till implementation that we have these cold fusion devices now?
The first ones will be built on the moon probably by 2031 or 2032. Once they run them,
it's there already, you know.
Yeah, once they run them for 4 or 5 years and make sure everything's going to up and up, they'll probably start having them on Earth. Helium-3 will start producing power on Earth by 2032 or 2033, but not for everyday use. But they're saying by anywhere between 2035 and 2040, our planet can start to be converted to helium-3. Now, me and you will be dead by the time it's completely converted, but our great grandkids will live on a planet that no longer needs fossil fuels of any kind, or solar power or wind power.
Yeah. No, exactly. Yeah. They'll like you said, it'll be like you just carry this baseball around and you plug it into your car goes to work. You can leave it in there, I guess, or take it with you. That way, I guess, unless someone has a compatible device that fits in the right exact slot, they're not going to power up your vehicle and drive off with it. I mean, it works like your key, your I would imagine probably your life data, your identification, and all that's on there. Tax ID number.
Let's see. Oh, so helium-3 is mainly found on the moon and on gas giants. They said Jupiter's got enough helium-3 to supply us until our sun dies.
There's probably enough helium-3 there to re-energize our sun, I would think. Maybe, you think?
I don't know about that, but there's enough to last until it dies for sure. So yeah, so they're saying that we can bleed it off as a gas. So on the moon, it'll be as a powder, and the gas giant will be a gas.
Yeah. That would be, as far as freight would be concerned, that would really reduce the cost of moving it from, say, Neptune to the planet for processing.
And what they're saying is the asteroid belt may not have it, but some of the planets with no atmospheres around the gas giants probably will.
Oh, the moons, yeah, for sure, I would think, yeah.
Oh man, so it looks like there's gonna be plenty of helium as well. People, they all go, there's your new energy source until somebody comes up with dark matter, cold matter, cold fusion we can already have. Cold fusion actually we already do have. It's just not a completed production. So 20 years ago somebody did cold fusion and then they couldn't replicate it. And then about 10 years after that, somebody did cold fusion and replicated it. And then about 10 years after that, somebody built a mini reactor. Where the fuck they are right now, I have no idea. All I know is they're supposedly building a reactor about the size of an 18-wheeler truck bed.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't know. It's supposed to be enough power to power New York City for 100 years. That's pretty damn good. One 18-wheeler power New York City for 100 years. And that's including a growth per square of at least 10% a year, which is not happening there.
And there are 9 million people that live there, so 10% of that is pretty big.
Okay. It's been here a long time. The UFO-looking wreck I stumbled upon.
Anyway, oh, it opened another window.
Hold on, let's see if we can hear this. No, guys, we still got a bunch of we gotta get hustling. Let me see. Where'd I go? Oh, mama.
Oh, what?
We had to get rid of it because we gotta go to the other screen. I don't know why it does that. Don't ask me. You have to ask Facebook why it does that. Because it's MSN. It's going to an MSN screen. That's why. There we go. So we got some redneck on here talking. Let's see what he's got to say. Okay, now let's see what he's got to say.
Make it big.
And I've just come across something. Looks like
Large.
a crashed spaceship. I don't know if we should go over to it or not.
Yeah, man. Go, man. Let's see, man. What you got to look past the spaceship, man?
Go, expand it.
There it is.
Right there you go.
What do you think that is?
Looks like a rock.
I have no idea. Let's walk over there and see.
And what do you have buried in the middle of the woods, Brian? Why you got a square head shovel?
It's been here a long time. I don't think
Look at the damn rock.
aliens in there coming out and getting us. Unless they're spirits.
No, it's a beach whale.
What is it?
I can see its eyeball from here.
Do what?
It's a whale shark. It's a beach whale shark. I can see its eyeball and its mouth from here. It's an alien eater. It's harmless.
What could that be?
Oh, no. It looks like a hole right there.
There's something in there.
It's a rock.
No, that's not a rock. I see a top right here.
Oh,
I
yeah,
see
man.
things behind it. It's metal or something. Looks like it's a
I don't think I'm going to
chain,
go any
you know,
closer
that-
than this.
Looks like a
I have to get
rigid
my buddy.
parachute, actually.
He's down over the hill there, and we'll
It
explore
looks like
this
it
thing.
looks like a
So
fucking top
I'm
to
so
a
freaked
silo.
out about that.
Or a
We'll get
silo.
back to you.
Yeah, look at the ridges. Go back there.
Silo.
Never mind.
At 6:42 local
What the hell I found stumbled across here?
It's a frigate.
at 6:42 local time, the Venezuelan Navy thought they were tracking a fishing trawler. They were wrong. 2 miles off their patrol line, the ocean suddenly heaved upward, as if something massive was clawing its way from the deep.
Don't look like no
A second
whale to
later,
me.
black steel punched through the surface, throwing seawater 30 feet into the air. No distress signal, no radio call, just a silent wall of American metal rising from nowhere. On board the Venezuelan Guayqueri patrol vessel, sonar screen spiked from quiet blue to screaming red.
Bing, 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 bing,
The operator
bing, bing.
froze. Sure, we've got
Where
displacement
did
at
this thing come
086, large contact, rapid ascent. The captain couldn't answer right away. Everyone on that bridge could see what it was now. The sail of a U.S. Navy submarine breaking daylight. The boat wasn't drifting, it was staging. Every move deliberate, every bubble intentional. General quarters, the captain snapped. All stations track and log. Engines roared. The Venezuelan ship pivoted starboard to maintain a safe intercept angle. The
Frigate,
coast now just
F-22.
19 nautical miles behind him.
There is no safe angle
Sub
approaching
didn't flinch.
US nuclear
It
sub.
sat there like it owned
Yeah.
it. Through binoculars, the hull's outline was clear. Sleek, black, nearly invisible
November
against the
class.
glare. No hull number, no flag. But every
It doesn't
sailor
look- it doesn't
recognized
look
what
like
it was,
It looks
a Virginia-class
It's-
attack submarine.
It's a tech-
That's
Nuclear
Ohio.
powered, fast, dead quiet until it decides not to be. For 3 minutes, there had been nothing but noise and wake. Now, absolute silence. Only the drip of seawater down the
Program.
sub-sail broke the tension. Distance 1.9 nautical miles, the navigator said. CPA closing. The captain exhaled. Keep recording, no transmissions yet. The crew didn't know it yet, but the surfacing wasn't a mistake. It was a message, and every camera on that patrol ship was about to capture it. The Venezuelan Guayqueri patrol ship are no strangers to foreign shadows. Built with Italian systems but crewed by sailors trained on Soviet doctrine, She patrols Venezuela's northern coast as part of the country's Bolivarian security zone. On paper, her job is simple: keep foreign vessels honest. In reality, it means watching the world's most advanced navy operate just outside of her fence line. This morning, that guy Carey was running a standard 12-hour patrol, 20 nautical miles off Puerto La Cruz, engines steady at 14 knots. Sonar sweeps were routine. The only chatter came from radar beacons and fishing vessels. Then at 6:42, the ocean broke wide open. Now, the contact is fixed dead ahead.
Alpha class.
A Virginia-class submarine surfaced at bearing 086,
That's November
distance
class Russian
1.8 nautical miles. That's uncomfortably close for any Navy, especially when it's the U.S. Navy. Meanwhile, aboard the American vessel, procedures unfold with clockwork precision. Crew at surface watch stations. Communications silent, emission control set to minimum. The U.S. Navy calls this presence ops, showing the flag without saying a word. Legally, the submarine is clean. It's operating 12 nautical miles beyond Venezuela.
It just was like, hey, guess what? You're actually dead, but we just wanted to say hi, so you're lucky. Please don't kill us. Please don't kill us.
Our submarines are the coolest ever, but they were showing a mix of Russian and our subs. Now I saw a Kilo. I saw at least one or two. I saw it's the same November twice. Maybe we saw one of Virginia from the top, but I didn't think they were that long or that skinny.
I was kind of wondering, but I don't know. The picture wasn't the greatest. Let's see what we got here. We got Bill Maher predicts backlash for Minnesota ice raids. How old is this? Wait, how old is this? Oh, that's on Tuesday. Let's see.
People in Minneapolis, how about this? It's so cold in this country.
Buy 'em up.
Storm that happened. It's too cold to fight, and use that as an excuse.
Buy 'em up.
Just to go home. Ice, you made your point. You made your point. Okay. We got into something with too many illegals. Yes, that happened under Biden.
Everybody,
but these images, like I said,
I can't hear it.
Yeah, I can hear it, but now like
down there. You got to hover over the red line.
No, look, it's both of them are maxed.
The cold, the kid.
They're maxed out both 100%, 100%.
It's terrible. It sounds awful.
Out of her car. John, I'm just going to say it to you. I'm not trying to pick a fight right away, but my prediction is this stuff. Your party is going to get the dog shit kicked out of you in the midterms. No, come on, because this is not what people voted for, and they're going to hold the party as responsible as they should.
They're not going to do that.
Well, I'm going to give you my take on it, Bill.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
You don't have to be Einstein's cousin or a senior at Caltech to know that illegal immigration is illegal. Duh. Those of us who believe that no one is above the law have to concede that folks who are in our country illegally are not above the law either. I support enforcing our immigration laws. Now, how you enforce them matters.
That's the key.
You have to do it.
Stop.
You have to do it in accordance with due process, equal protection, and Terry v. Ohio. Reasonable suspicion.
Yeah. Wow. Cool. Kind of low in the mix, but yeah, I like your senator. He's got some good stuff.
Yeah, he's ballsy, that's for sure. NASA discovers nearby super Earth a potential new home. I read about this thing. I think it's 2.5 times the size of our planet. It's badass, and it's actually better for us than this one is. It's more conducive for human life.
And is not habitated by any intelligent humanoids?
Well, I guess that's the question, isn't it? Nobody fucking knows.
That's
the non-U.S. states hit first if Iran fires missiles. Okay, Iran don't have any missiles that can reach any of our states. And if, like, some god chance they invent one, we would shoot the fucking things down long before they got here. They wouldn't even get out of the Middle East before we shot the fucking things down. No, people. That I don't even know who made that. Iran don't even have a government. They're fucking screwed.
Yeah,
What
they're
gets-
they're at their fourth, almost fifth tier backups are running the country, and they're scared shitless.
No, really, James. They were talking as one militia group saying that it's catastrophic inside the government, another one saying that they've got more control than the Shia, well, than the Muslims do. So it's a mess. And you know what? Our government's kind of agreeing that they don't know who they're actually dealing with anymore. Because every time they make a deal, another deal comes up. Yeah, well, whoops, it's they're confused.
Well, I mean, look at what happened when right after they signed it. As soon as they signed it, the IRGC that very next day shot 4 drones at a ship. 3 of them we knocked down. The 4th one hit the fantail of it and damn near blew the engine off.
Yeah. All right, Denise, this is Area 51 you look at. Sorry, you want to yell here. No, that's Area 51. This is a picture taken. Hold on.
Oh, you got to present it. We can't see it.
Hold on. I don't know if we're going to be able to watch because it's kind of long, but
We're not even up. Wow. What happened to that? We're not even up there. There we are.
Okay.
Hello.
All right, throw me up on the screen.
Okay.
All right, big green light. Y'all can see that.
Yeah.
Let me move some stuff around so it's not in the way.
Let's look at the stuff Bob Lazar took people to see.
The poor Montgomery girl, I made her mad when I told her. Oh, there we go. Here we go.
Wow. PR3B?
I don't know what that is.
Something similar. Yeah.
TRs don't give off a contrail. All that was giving off a contrail. Wait, let's go back and watch. I'll get out the way. That's bad, whatever that is. It's weird. But yeah, see, there's a contrail on this bill.
Yeah.
Whatever these
Those
are.
B1s.
No.
Or the next generation.
Wait,
B1.
no, wait. If I can get it to stop, get a better look at it here. Hold on. I think it's something else, but I can't get it to stop. Okay, no, we got here. What do we got here?
Yeah. Look at
So, wow. I wonder.
That's the next generation stealth bomber, dude.
It could be.
Gotta be.
It
Gotta
could
be. What else is it?
Well, according to Lockheed, they've got a new Type 7 space plane.
Wow.
And this looks like a TR-3B with Rand scoop engines to get it out of the atmosphere.
Yeah. So it can.
Not Rand
light
scoop.
up
No.
its
It's not
pulse
Rand
engine?
scoop. Get pulse. Yeah. See the pulses in the cloud? That's why I couldn't get it
Yeah.
out. So people, if you ever see contrails, like chemtrails, there's different kinds. Normal just puff trails, but there's a steady stream of smoke. That's just a typical jet engine. But scram jets, pulse jets all give off different kind of trails. A pulse jet leaves like a break sometimes between
Series of smoke rings. Yeah.
or a thing. The Rams are a little bit different. Well, it's just weird because you can see them. And then the other kind leaves these like curly Q things dangling from the air. It's just another type of engine they use.
Yeah, I mean, how fast do you have to be to ignite a scramjet? Like 3,000 miles an hour, I think. Hey, Google, at what speed do you have to be to start an scramjet engine?
Scramjet engines typically need to be traveling at speeds of at least Mach 5 to function.
Wow.
Because they rely on the aircraft's high forward velocity to compress incoming air, they require an initial boost. from a rocket-
3,500 miles an hour, 3,700 miles an hour.
In miles per hour, how fast is Mach 5?
Mach 5 is about 3,840 miles per hour.
3,000 miles. Yeah.
I know my speeds, baby. It's
Well, for the audience's sake, dude, they like Google.
speeds, man. I know. And I worked in jets. That's the only reason I know what
You
Mach
understand the significance of what we just asked.
jet.
That's
Technically,
the
Mach
racer car
is
is Mach 5.
yeah, 756 miles an hour basically is what Mach is. It's a little off from that, but still. No, so Jay, what he's telling you is Mach 5 is hauling ass. 3,500 miles, 3,800 miles an hour is hauling ass.
Yeah, what did Google say? 3,500 something miles an hour. That's
Yeah. She said 3.8 is what she said. Yeah, when you asked her, she said 3.8.
Hey, Google, how fast is Mach 5 in miles per hour?
Yeah, she said 3,800. So I said 37. She said 38.
3,840 miles per hour.
Yeah, 3,840. Wow. Yeah, I thought she said 500, but okay.
No, well, that's why I had said earlier around 37 because it's at 750.
I mean, it's close enough to call it just 4,000, Jesus
But
Christ.
regardless, I mean, you're hauling ass. Mach 5. That means something's got to be cruising Mach 5 to start this engine up. Now they can drop it out like a bomb and let it just point down at the ground and hope it achieves a Mach 5 where it gets too close to the ground. They go right into space. I don't know, man. These looks like some type of super thrust. I mean, those are big, thick trails. That's a big plane, whatever that thing is. That's not a little thing. That's something big. I mean, you can tell just because of the trails, it's big. So it has to be, man. It looks cool. See, this is a different one because this is a different V shape. How many fuck these planes they got out there? Okay, dude.
Here, I got a scale here that shows the Mach 5 the way it really, so people can visualize how fast it really is. Let me get it up on the screen here in a minute when you're done with that.
No, we got a good ways to go through this. So let's see. We're gonna skip through this a little bit though. Let's go ahead. See that we've seen this picture right here, whatever this stingray looking thing is.
Yeah, we looked at that before.
And there it is again, flying. So
Yeah.
whatever this thing is,
contrail though.
it is leaving a contra every time. It's Area 51. What's that back there? Oh, it was on the ground. I can barely see it. Let's go back. Let's see if we can see it again. Show me Area 51. Oh, there it is. Where was it at? Just see it. There it is, right?
Why are they pointing
there.
directly up?
No, there it is. There it is. There it is, right there.
There it is. Yeah. Okay. Hey, good eyes, man. Good eyes.
It's I was like, what the fuck is that? See, that looks like that's in space.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's way up there, whatever it was.
Oh, so one of NASA's people came out and said, whatchamacallit is real, the Dark Knight satellite. They said they can watch the Dark Knight satellite. They said that fucking thing is real. And the only time it ever even made a blink was when Oumuamua came by.
Oumuamua or Three-Eye Atlas?
No, Oumuamua. It didn't do anything for Three-Eye Atlas.
Wow.
Look at it. Look at this.
Look at that.
Now, the only way you're getting to see that is because they want you to see it.
So F-22, SR-71, SR-72, B-2 bomber, F-117, U-2 spy plane. What's that double triangle on the very end?
This thing here, that is that Navy automated, the X-47.
That's the X-47, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, not the F, the X, yeah. Yeah, you said X.
So in order, starting from the X-47, it's X-47, SR-72, U-2 spy plane, F-117A, B-2B stealth bomber, SR-71A, and F-22R.
Wait, you got the 117, right?
The F-117A, yeah, it's in the middle.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I didn't hear the top I was asking.
Yeah.
Oh, no, Jim, one over here. So the one.
Hey,
where's the F-35?
Model right now, right? Huh?
They didn't even put the F-35 up there. That's embarrassing.
No, they didn't. As far as the F-22, I think we're at the J level, right? F-22.
F-22 is we don't get to talk about them anymore because I mean they don't tell us anything in there. It's only
every 6 months they put new stuff on it. Yeah.
Yeah, they just. Oh no, Jimmy. We have had our closest allies ask for the F-22, and we told them, "Fuck you."
No.
And it's not just that; and they're not getting the F-47 either. No.
They
can have that junky F-35, but they can't have that.
That's a drone, right? That thing on the end. That's
the end of the drone. That's that one that's going to work with all the Navy jets.
The drone fighter bomber.
Yeah, so it's going to be.
That's basically the new F-35, rather.
Yeah, so there'll be 4 of those for every ship, everyone on the ship, and they can be stacked, which is interesting. Well, no, the Navy, these are much smaller than a regular Navy craft and can pull way more G's. And can carry
I don't know. Look. Okay, so people look at the plane to the immediate left. That's the SR-72. Then look at the other SR-71 all the way to the other side. Look at how small the SR-71 is compared to the SR-72. That's a big plane. That it's bigger than the F-22, or at least as much volume. Look at the size. Compare the F-22 to it.
Hold on.
F-22 is a lot.
I was trying to zoom
There we
in.
go.
That's a U-2.
U-2.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they show all of them flying.
Yeah, there we go. Look, there's one.
Hey, there's that. That's the SR-71. That's the SR-72. That's the F-117.
17.
Okay. Oh wow.
The F-117 again.
Show the
B-1 Lancer. That's a Lancer.
B-1 Lancer, yeah. B-1B.
I think it's
or B-1-2B, something like that.
Somewhere along there. To get so many fucking alphabet going on, you never know what
Yeah,
the hell's
it's-
going on.
I'm-
No,
I'm
Gene,
surprised
all the
I
letters
remember all
mean
those
something.
things, man.
No, all the
Okay,
letters mean something.
But these were
A-
all plain top secret when I was a kid.
Well, no, Jay. All the letters mean something. Well, A means attack. F means fighter. X means prototype.
Yeah, experimental.
Yeah.
And SR is reconnaissance, something reconnaissance. SR.
Yeah, and then what they do is
supersonic reconnaissance.
so now you get like the F-35 FA, which means the F-35 fighter attack,
Fighter
but
attack.
it can be an A series, B series, C series, E series, or D series.
Yeah,
Any
that
one of
just depends on what kind of
each
weapons
one.
pack you
No,
carry.
each one is different. Each one's designed for the Marines, one's designed for the Navy, one's designed for the Air Force. Well,
They
the
carry
Navy,
different missile packages. Each one of them, they carry different weapons, guns,
Well-
bullets, caliber sizes. It's kind of like they're more mission specific because what the Navy does with that same plane, the Army can't do.
So let's see. Let's go back to what we were doing. Let's go down to the next one. Light 22 atomic bombs. The asteroid that will hit Earth is called Bennu. BENNU. This is going to definitely hit Earth, and it's going to have the impact of 22 atomic bombs.
So near Earth asteroid Bennu is coming towards us.
It's going to hit us and kill us.
When?
I don't know. It didn't
28?
say. It just says-
Hey Google, when does the asteroid
Probably a
Bennu
million.
crash into the Earth?
There is
This
no
is-
asteroid named Bennu that is currently
It's,
projected.
Google shut up. Never mind.
Well, no, you might want to spell it to it.
About the speed Mach 5. This should give people an idea what it was. It's a good scale here.
Oh, you put it up there. Let me see. I can't see it.
So
Oh, the Mach 5.
as you can see, that's one of the coolest, fastest cars on the planet.
I'm just waiting for the saw blade to come out the front of the bitch.
As soon as I hit the lottery, I'm getting one of those. There's some guy in Ohio that makes them.
What's the matter, Jesse? You had a hard time with the saw blades when you're even as a kid. You knew there's no way because the damn, the stumps left behind we tear the car.
There's a dude who has. There's a guy. Look, there's a guy who took I think it's a C4 era Corvette chassis, a Corvette, Chevy Corvette, white exterior, leather interior. He modified the exterior to look like the Mach 5 with some cosmetics and paint, red leather interior, and it has blades that come out. Will they cut down trees? No.
Yeah, it's so
Visual
cool. He
effect
did it.
only. But it has two blades that go chunk, and then they fold back in.
What are you talking about? Oh no, Mach 5 had all kinds of good. Mach 5 could go in the water, had these little jumping things underneath it, make it jump and stuff.
Had a bulletproof canopy that could close over top. Of
Yeah.
the
You don't remember
open
steering wheel had the 5 little buttons on it, the big button in the middle? Yeah.
five,
They all did something.
A B C D E F G 7.
7. Okay. No, they all did something. They all controlled the special feature of the Mach 5. Plus, it was badass fast. Yeah, it was a badass fast car. His dad was or whoever he was badass builder. Oh, you know what, Kara? That's my nickname, Noah. That's what they call me, is Noah. Yes, Noah who built the Ark, but I didn't build the Ark. I built the UFO. Took everybody off world for a while and came back. They didn't know the difference. It looked like something out of Star Trek, like a hologram. Like just beamed their ass up, put them in air, flew them around for I don't know, 100,000 years, dropped them back. None the way. And then I hopped my ass back to the future. And then because I did that and I wasn't supposed to, they made me come back and live in the past with you. Yeah.
Oh shit! I hit the wrong button. Damn it!
That's what
Hang on a
happened. You're
minute.
bad. They make you do stuff like that.
So this is a cool thing. You throw this up, and then I have what these mean. And there we go. Sharing this tab. Where are they? Oh, here we go. Okay. So on the screen is the steering wheel of the Mach 5. And the buttons were A, auto jacks. It's like the thing's made to either jump or when he was at the pit stop, we could raise the tires off enough so they could change the tires. B is belt tire. So if the bad guy came by and shot his tire out, this thing would go and give him a new tire. C was the cutter blades. We just talked about those. D was a defensor deflector, which raises a powerful, deflector shield. You've seen that in the movie. E was evening eye, so that would turn the front headlights into like infrared. He could see it with like night vision for him. F was Frogger mode. The cockpit is supplied with oxygen. He can go underwater. And G is Gizmo. Is the homing pigeon would fly out from underneath the engine hood, and he could control it with a panel that would open up in the C pillar, which is the center console, and he could steer this pigeon with cameras and video and all kinds of audio stuff and do spy work. It was a very cool car. I want one. I must have one.
I want my Jetsons car. Fuck that. I want my Jetsons car. I want my Jetsons car with my lasers on it and it folds into a suitcase.
I'd get one. I'd have one.
Hey,
look, they're closer to making the Jetson car than they are making the Mach 5. We can make the Mach 5 in like pure, cosmetics only. We can't make one with those 5 buttons. Maybe we could do with the drones. We could do the pigeon, the homing pigeon. We could maybe the bulletproof canopy. Yeah, maybe.
Oh, we do on the water. We already got boat cars now, so.
The underwater part's probably more realistic, but the jumping, the bulletproof tire belts,
there's a bunch of stuff.
A little bit unrealistic.
Okay, anyway, let's get to some real news. What we got here? Let's see. Oops, I lost the page there. Wait, where did it go? I just had it up on the screen. What the fuck?
I don't know. This is your computer.
It's here we go. Okay, here we go.
Did you found it?
Here we go. So let's go up to this one first. Okay, that's what we were showing. Iran collapses as regime leaders assassinated. President resigns. So everybody's leaving. There's no real leadership in Iran. They're talking about even more of it. But did y'all know that President Trump? Huh?
When was your leader assassinated?
The 3 of their leaders were assassinated. 2 Ayatollahs were assassinated. 40-something of their other leaders were assassinated. The president resigned so he wouldn't be assassinated. But wait, it's worse because Trump called them and told them that Israel was going to assassinate all these people ahead of time.
Really?
Yeah. Here you go. Time traveler from 2050 claims he has proof to World War III devastation. Dude, if that's what happened.
Whoa. Say it again. He has proof of what?
Of World War III devastation.
How?
Because he was a time traveler. He's from 2050.
I know, but what's it? Does it say what his pictures?
No, he said he got proof.
New York Times for 2042.
He's sitting on this abandoned aircraft carrier. Look at it.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's the picture. That's the Kennedy.
Oh, so the picture that we're looking at is the evidence.
That's the USS Kennedy. That's one of the Gerald Ford ships. One of the new ones.
What is that? CBN 70?
No, that's something else. 79, I think, or 78.
Okay.
It's
well, the 7 looks like most of it's been burned off.
It's supposed to have been through World War III.
Well, but that's if the evidence is that picture, then I'm sorry, but I'm calling bull honkery.
Why? He's no way you can get on an aircraft carrier of any kind. And that's not AI. You can look. Nah, that's not AI. I can tell you that's not AI just by looking at it. I can look at it and tell you it's not AI. AI can't do those kinds. There's certain things in this picture AI can't do yet. Especially back along here, and over here. It's just stuff that AI doesn't have that kind of detail yet. Unless you're a really good writer, and even then you have issues with it. There's some of this stuff like the dirt on the decks and stuff is just blowing around, spread out. You can tell the dirt's in 4 different directions from wings. Whether he's real or not, I couldn't tell you. And as far as we know, this is the old Enterprise.
Yeah. Well, there's been others with the same. At least it started off as the 5, and then was a 6, then it was a 65, then it was CBN, and all this. So yeah, the Enterprise.
Ask Google what CVN 79 is.
Hey Google, in the U.S. Navy, what hull number is CVN 79?
The U.S. Navy ship CVN 79, the USS John F. Kennedy.
Yeah, JFK.
It's a new ship.
Hey, Google, what does CVN stand for in U.S. Navy terms?
In the U.S. Navy, the designation CVN stands for Nuclear Powered Aircraft Carrier. The CV represents aircraft carrier, while the N signifies that the vessel is powered by a nuclear reactor.
Yeah, carrier
Because
vessel.
the Navy's retarded.
Yeah, carrier vessel nuclear.
That's
Yeah, here, look. My camera's on. Look here. I got the captain's tour of this ship. It's no longer just look. This ship is the Aubrey Fitch FFG 34. FFG stands for Fast Frigate Guided Missile. So the ship is basically a frigate, one step less than
that's what I was saying earlier. When you see letters on anything, boats, planes, ships, they mean something, and I just randomly put there.
Yeah, no, they do mean something.
Oh, who is this? Oh, this is what's his name's girlfriend. Hold on, I don't hear anything.
His girlfriend. Yeah.
I don't hear nothing.
Let me remind you,
jump
these are the very same people who said that President Biden was sharp as a tack.
Jump screen. So you don't get audio on this. Oh, there it is. That's why.
Let me remind you, folks, these are the very.
Turn on.
Welcome to Gaslight Nation. Forgive me if I don't believe a single word that the Guardian says. Frankly, they should apologize because this man is working overtime.
Okay, you got cool red lips, but why are you froze like that? So, ladies and gentlemen, this woman here, she used to do funding for the Democrats, big one. She handled a lot of their big money. She left after the last election, and Kamala Harris because she felt lied to. I don't know why she's frozen. We're going to skip her now. What we got going down here?
That Democrats better watch out for the socialists who could shatter their midterm dreams, in his opinion. Watch.
Now this is important, people.
Fox Digital catching up with.
Just elected 3 very far left Democratic socialists in New York who are crazy, like outright really crazy.
Yeah, they are.
So, like, how are they going to blow it? I don't know, but they seem to be well on their way.
Fox Digital.
So, what he's telling everybody is, now, if y'all remember, we played a clip earlier tonight where he said he was giving Kennedy some shit about they were going to win in the midterms. Now, this is from today, or from June 29th, and he's saying they're not. So Bill Maher, in less than 2 months, has changed his thoughts on if the Democrats were going to win or lose the midterms. The polls are already saying they're going to lose the Senate, so they're not going to get the Senate back.
Yeah, well, what honestly, though, what's his track record in predicting, race records anyway?
Wait, who?
Race results. Bill Maher, what's his track record in the past of having predicted anything? How accurate is he? Is he good? Is he bad?
On the Democrats, he's pretty good on the Democrats. He said he said Harris was going to win, but and you could tell when he was talking, he didn't believe it.
Yeah,
there's a couple times he said stuff, but nowadays
the company wants him to read. That's why he didn't believe that shit.
But now he's just talking shit about him all the time. He's like, no, man, you're not going to win. Y'all can't do this. Well,
you know why? It brings in ratings. He was never that entertaining to begin. He's always been kind of funny, and he's not an idiot, but I think he might have been like one of the first Hollywood types to convert from being an entertainer to being a political outspoken pain in the ass.
Yeah, but at least sometimes he talks about those stuff. But anyway, let's see what we got going on here.
For the people those chemicals could be hurting, I want to welcome in former U.S. Air Force environmental specialist and geoengineering whistleblower, Kristen Megan. It's great to have you back, Kristen. Appreciate you being here. So you've been talking about this issue for years now. Can you take us through what you say is absolutely happening?
Yeah, thanks for having me back. This is absolutely happening, and it's basically now openly admitted, even though you're getting kind of pushback from the EPA, but I don't think it's intentional. What I discovered around starting in 2007, I was working in bio.
So that's y'all gonna love this next one. Y'all ready for this? I know what that is. That's about the up there. That's the chemtrails. She's talking about chemtrails being sprayed around our country.
I'm not a follower of that nonsense either.
Yeah. But anyway, here we go. This is somebody who had to go home to the UK.
I'm in a bad place right now. Not mentally. I'm just in England.
She wants home. She wants back to the States.
I'm in a bad place right now. Not mentally.
She had pretty cool eyes.
I'm just in England.
Just in England.
Dude, give me her email. I'll email her. See if she wants to come to America.
She loved it here. She didn't want to leave. I have they were saying that the visa thing was so much they had to close the office. I was like, what?
Wait, what? Say that again?
There were so many people from FIFA filing for visas, they had to close the office.
Wow. That's amazing.
That's like 35,000 people. Because people came here, all they've heard about us for the last 30 years is that we have homeless living all over. We all carry guns. We're mean. We're cruel. We shoot people. We have bad food. But fuck, we got the best food on the planet by far. Got the friendliest people on the planet by far. And we live safer than everybody because we will shoot your fucking dumb ass.
Yeah.
Yes. But they didn't realize what America was. And they had no idea the scale and size of our country. The guy goes, they always tell me how Americans aren't well traveled. And then I came to your country. The fuck? Everything's here. You don't have to leave. You got the mountains, you got the oceans, you got the snow, you got everything. Everything is right here. He said, there's no way you're going to explore all this in one lifetime. Fuck Europe. He said, I wouldn't go to it. And he called it the former continent, too. He said, I wouldn't go back to the former continent if I was y'all.
Yeah, I think the only thing Europe really doesn't have are like the kind of beaches we have, the vast yellow sand. That's really, I think, the only thing they kind of sort of, you got to go to Africa for that.
No, there are a lot of things we don't have. They don't have drive-thrus. They don't have daiquiris. They don't have decent food.
Yeah, I was talking nature, though. I was talking nature.
I mean, as far as nature goes, they got some beautiful stuff. But they don't have the kind of trees we got. The one girl said, I was in the Redwood Forest. She said, the trees, no tree should be this tall. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
And I mean, Germany's got one.
There's that.
But the other problem is Europe is not a bunch of forest land like we have. It's a lot of rolling hills, and because it's been developed. It's an old place, 6,000 years old. I mean, they've been developing. I mean, the cities are 2,000 years old, so everything around them has been cut down and grassed out. So this
isn't London the oldest city?
I don't know if London is, but I know
Google,
there's several of them are 2,000.
Planet.
Oh, it's not long. That's going to be the Middle East.
Determining the oldest city is complex because it depends on how you define city versus a settlement. Jericho is often cited as the oldest continuously inhabited settlement, with evidence of habitation dating back about 11,000 years.
Mm-hmm.
However, many historians consider Damascus, Syria, to be the oldest continuously inhabited
That's what I
city.
told you it was going to be in the Middle East, man. Europe is young compared to the Middle East.
What's the oldest continuously operated city in Europe?
Yeah, now we get to meat potatoes.
Plovdiv, Bulgaria, is widely considered the oldest continuously inhabited city in
Plovdiv,
Europe,
Bulgaria.
with evidence of human settlement dating back about 8,000
Ask her how old Rome and London are.
Hey Google, how many years? How old is Rome and London?
Rome has a history that spans 28 centuries, traditionally dating back to its founding in 753 BC.
2,800.
London is much younger, with a history spanning nearly 2,000 years, having been established by the Romans around 43 AD.
There you go. 43 AD for London.
It's, so these cities are old. But you come over here to the old world, we're new. We cities are 200, 300 years old. What our oldest city is, St. Petersburg is 400 something years old, 500 something years old. I have to ask to sleep. I mean, New Orleans just made 300 years old. It's so I mean, we're young in the grand scheme. That's why we call ourselves the new continent, the new world. And like I like to tell my European friends and my Middle Eastern friends, you motherfuckers have had control for 6,000 to 10,000 years. Guess what? It's our turn. We can't fuck it up.
Give it up.
Yeah, y'all fucked it up. Give us a chance. And here's something that most people do not know. Since America was formed as a nation, the world has changed more in that 250 years than it did in the 2 million before it.
Look at just the time span from 2026 back to 1926. We go from propellered air flight to we got men and equipment spinning around both the moon and Mars right now.
Oh, you mean Jesse? I seen the Kate and Collins, whatever her name is from CNN. I got into her. Yeah, I told her. Because look, so you see the mall where we're at right now. You see the shadows in the wall. This is afternoon. See how high the shadows are and stuff. So she did a clip. She went to do a clip this morning to show that nobody was at the mall. Nobody was attending Trump's 250. So I noticed the shadow was about right here, which means it was about 6:30, 7 o'clock. Later on, she showed it again, and it was about right here, which means it was about 8 o'clock, or 9 o'clock. So this fucking bitch went there and lied through her teeth, and then she made a mistake at the one at 9 or 10 and panned the camera this way, and you could see the crowd down on the other side of the lawn, way down on the other end. Yeah. I was like, look at this cunt.
I mean, they were broadcasting almost all the Fox shows from right on the mall there outside under a tent, looking. I think they were looking at the. They were facing the Lincoln Memorial, and their backs were towards the Washington Monument. But there were times when the crowd was heavy and times when the crowd was light. It's an event.
It's going to ebb and flow. So they're saying 50% of everybody who took the poll didn't know tomorrow was the 250th anniversary of the country.
Yeah.
That's pathetic.
What the hell do they call it?
So you know what's worse than that? In Z-Gen is only 13% knew we broke away from England. When they were asked what country did America break away from, only 13% got it right.
Hey, but you know what? 13 colonies.
Yeah, something tells me that. Well, actually, what it looked like is they're just not teaching history in the northern and western classes anymore.
I want to know what they call the 2250th, though. Hey, Google, what's the word for the 250th anniversary of the country?
The word for a 250th anniversary is a semiquincentennial.
Semiquincentennial. Boy, no wonder no one's saying that. That's a tongue.
It's a semiquincentennial. Okay, that would just give me a headache. That's all that would do.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go, people. Look at this. This is Mars' sky at night.
Yeah, isn't that awesome?
It's not like the sky we got. That's for fucking sure.
Badass. Look at all those stars. There's no way. Just our galaxy. There's no way. No fucking way. We're alone.
So, Mike, why do you think this is fake? Why?
Because Mars doesn't exist.
Oh, because they're not twinkling? You know why they're not twinkling? Mars doesn't have a real atmosphere. That's what makes the stars twinkle on our planet. So if you see the stars from the moon, they don't twinkle.
And it's not a video. It's a video of a static photograph. The photograph isn't moving. Just the camera viewpoint is moving across the picture to show the perspective. It's like a panoramic shot.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a camera move, Jack. That's what he just told you. Yeah.
This is not, those stars aren't twinkling because there's no video. It's a still picture.
But they're not going to twinkle no matter what. Without atmosphere, stars don't twinkle. All you got to do is go look at the moonshots. That's what people got so upset about when they first did the moon.
No particles for it to bounce off of.
The stars aren't twinkling. It's fake.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, people, most everything y'all said that made the moon landing fake made it real. That used to crack me up. Well, now you don't have to argue about it. People say, oh, it's fake. Well, no, you can go see the landers now. Yeah, you can actually go see the physical landers. According to the Chinese, you can see the footprints from Apollo 1. From Apollo 11. Somebody asked for permission to memorialize them if they could get to the moon there first. Let's see what this is. Are we on this?
Hang on, let me get back over to.
No, I gotta bring it down. All right, hold on.
Yeah, I think you ballooned out.
It needs to be a different screen. That's all. This is a Joe Rogan clip. He says it. Hold on, everybody can see it. Okay, throw me up on the stage.
Yeah, it's up.
Okay, so this is a Charlie Kirk clip where the guy Joe Rogan is stunned by what Kirk says. I guess.
You support black-only
dormitories? Sure. You do? Okay. That's resegregation. You realize that?
No, I think if black people want to do that, we should allow them to because they have to face.
Well, then would you support white-only dormitories?
No.
Why?
Because it's pretty much the school is white-owned. Pretty much every dormitory is white-owned.
Looking around, I'd say it's a more diverse campus than just being a white-only
If
campus.
black people want it, yeah.
So you believe in black-only graduation ceremonies at Harvard?
If they want that, sure. Why do I care? Why does it
If they want that, Jesus.
We're resegregating parts of the population.
There's a difference.
That people march in the. What's the
I
difference?
think white people say that black people have to be separate.
What's the difference? What's the difference between a white person and a black person?
tell you.
Tell me what the difference between a white person and a black person.
No, I'm not.
There's no difference. They're both human beings. They're
like
one race, the
treated
human race.
differently. They're treated differently.
How are they treated differently? Give me one piece of evidence. What can a black person not do in America that I can do?
They get treated differently by the police, and I've seen it.
Really?
Yeah.
Even though the data shows that a black person.
Data can be used to lie.
So facts don't matter. I care about all people, and I don't look at people based on race like you do.
So you're post-racial?
Absolutely.
Because it does.
You're not. You're the one that wants black-only graduation ceremonies and black-only dormitories.
That's not what I said.
You're okay with them. I'm not okay with that.
Yeah,
You have yet to give me any evidence or data or one piece
Do
of
you
example.
believe that there are any racial problems?
Individually, absolutely. Are there individually committed people that are racist 100%? At what point does someone stop being racist in your mind?
You haven't seen Danny's election will lead more financial organizations to leave New York City for Wall Street South in Florida. I've read that term just recently, Wall Street South, Florida.
My house, I live 8 miles outside of Queens, has gone up 20% in value since Mandani announced because people aren't going to pay the punishing taxes. New York is the highest tax state in the union.
You said your house value's gone up.
Because they're moving to Nassau County.
They're moving out of the city.
Out of the city, and
I
they can
see.
still take the train back in the city and not pay the millionaire's tax or whatever crazy thing this guy wants. What people don't understand is he can't raise the taxes unless the state okays it, and the state is not going to okay it. So this is just smoke and mirrors. Younger people voted for him. They don't understand that. They don't know what seizing the means of production is, but Ken Griffith does. He knows what it is, and that's why he's down in Palm Beach.
Ma'am, Danny's election.
Well, what do we have here? Looks like a chaotic mess. Oh, we got a blonde gracefully running. Is she gonna jump?
Oh no, we always get one of these. Always. I think he's saying it.
Hey, we've seen that guy before. That was cool.
He gets fired, man.
This video shows the difference between how a German Shepherd approaches something to a Belgian Malinois does. Here's the Shepherd. He's going around. He's got to find the guy, and he gets to him. He bites him. Look at the fucking Malinois over the top, over every chair. This video shows the difference between how a German Shepherd approaches something to a Belgian Malinois does. Here's the Shepherd. He's going around. He's got to find the guy, and he gets to him. He bites him. Look at the fucking Malinois over the top, over every chair.
I get you hard, but that's about it.
Whoa! Can't
Good.
Most famous words in motorsports, Kevin James.
I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine.
Most famous words.
Nobody's having too good a time. Really.
I don't think Bill Maher was ready for JD Vance's response.
But ICE, too rough, too mean, too unnecessary. I'm not telling you what to do. Okay, I'm just giving you some advice.
You can't tell me what to do.
Okay?
You're fucking vice president.
I am. And I'm not saying I'm not asking you to apologize. I don't like when people do that. I'm just saying you go a long way toward getting people who are just completely shut the door to you and your misery. If you would just own that you guys went too far.
Here's the basic problem with that bill is you cannot do any deportations without law enforcement. And you can't do a law enforcement operation like that without having some situations that don't look good when they're recorded like that. I mean, let me give you like just one obvious example. Let's just set aside the immigration element of this, okay? If you take a guy who's committed murder and you go in and arrest that guy, sometimes that person's going to resist arrest. Sometimes if you take a video of it and it's out of context and you don't appreciate why that person is being arrested in the first place, it looks pretty icky if you take that out of context video clip. And what I worry about is when people say you can't ever do immigration enforcement if it produces a bad video clip, what they're really saying is you can't ever actually do immigration enforcement. So I appreciate your argument that we've gone too far, but we couldn't do nothing. And I don't think there was an easy way to do this.
Of course.
I don't think Bill Maher was ready for JD Vance's response.
But ICE,
Bill's scared of the VP now. Bill's sucking ass.
Anyway.
So very old joke. Why did the Japanese car companies beat the American car companies? Japanese car company, you had 8 people rowing and 1 person steering. And in the American car company, you had 8 people steering and 1 person rowing. When the American car company loses the race, they fire the rower. So very old joke. Why did the Japanese car companies beat the American car companies? Japanese car company, you had 8 people rowing and 1 person steering. And in the American car company, you had 8 people steering and 1 person rowing. When the American car company loses the race,
Except when it comes to truck
Just found a wrecked space shuttle out here on the moon. Looks like this hunk of junk's home now. It could be worse. Control panel's toast. Damage is way worse than I thought. Thank God there's still some canned goods. As long as I've got food, I've got time to figure this out.
Wasn't Campbell's.
This place is a total disaster, so I guess it's time to start cleaning it up. Even all the way out here on the moon, a man needs a decent place to sleep just to keep from going crazy. Dead quiet.
It's too late.
Hope I actually wake.
I live here in Hollywood. I have to live amongst people, most of whom who think it's cool to wear the keffiyeh to the Oscars and to say free Palestine, as if Palestine would be liberated by living under Hamas. By the way, Israel, geniuses educated on TikTok, was liberated in 2005 by Israel. Israel gave it back and said, here, you have your land again. You do something with it. And this is what they did with it. They made it into a fortress, didn't spend it on the people.
Here's capitalist South Korea at night from space. Here's socialist North Korea. Yeah. In 1990, Venezuela was wealthier than Poland. But then Poland, finally free of Soviet-style economics, went all in on capitalism. And now their economy is as big as Japan. And people there have high wages, low inflation, cars, vacations, homes. Meanwhile, Venezuela traded capitalism for Hugo Chavez's socialism for the 21st century, which turned out to be like socialism in the last century or any century. It turned one of...
It's sad because there's actually a clip where you can actually see the cities he shows them. South Korea is lit up, beautiful city. You don't even see any lights on it. It's great.
Picture this. It's 2:47 a.m. when the first transformer blows. Then another. Then another. Your phone is dead. Your power is dead. And your entire neighborhood is dark. Your neighbor, the retired army guy who never talks much, is already standing in his driveway, staring at the sky like he knows exactly what this is.
Grid's down,
He says,
EMP, electromagnetic pulse, fried everything with a circuit board.
by morning, he's right. Nothing electronic will start. Cars dead in the middle of the road. No phones, no signal, no internet. A crackling emergency radio picks up one broadcast.
Stay in your homes. Do not travel. Unknown duration.
Then, nothing. By noon, you're thinking about water. You walk to the kitchen and turn the faucet. Nothing comes out. You try the bathroom. Nothing. The pumping stations are down with everything else. You check the fridge. 3 bottles. A half-empty case in the garage. You do the math. That's maybe 2 days for your family if nobody takes more than...
Hit the grocery
If you wish for world peace,
before everybody else
sounds good.
does.
But how is it enforced? And at what cost is it? At what cost eternal peace? It might actually be worse to have eternal peace because of what that would entail. The suppression of everyone. It might be the suppression of progress. It might be an ossified society that never changes. If you wish for world.
You never saw that?
No.
It's wild.
How many illegal immigrants being deported by the new administration would you find objectionable? 1 million?
I think 1 million would be a disaster.
2 million?
Again, considering we're talking about law-abiding people who've been here for decades, I think that is enough that would have severe negative ramifications for the United States.
3 million?
Same answer.
5 million?
Same answer, even worse ramifications.
Do you think it would be fair or moral to deport any illegal immigrants? I'm kind of curious what your position was. I'm not reading what Trump intends to do. I'm reading exactly what President Barack Obama did when he came into office and deported nearly 5 million people, or in excess of 3 million people.
You never saw that?
No.
It's...
My second question is about Mahmoud Khalil. He was a legal...
Wait a minute. Whoa, get him, big boy, get him. Oh, kick your ass. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, we have trouble. There is trouble in paradise, man.
My second question is about Mahmoud Khalil.
That's funny.
He was a legal immigrant with a green card, with a wife and a baby on the way, exercising his free speech rights. So my question is, if legal immigrants aren't safe, then who is?
American citizens.
But he is a green card holder here legally.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter?
Yes, he's not a U.S. citizen.
How does it not matter?
Read the Immigration Naturalization Act. What Mahmoud Khalil did was he went and protested, celebrating the death of Jewish babies, celebrating Hamas in Gaza, and under the Immigration Naturalization Act, it says very clear the Secretary of State can deem somebody who has a green card or a temporary visa holder as a threat to the United States of America and against our geopolitical interests, of which Mahmoud Khalil did and is, and he can go make Turkey great again and go back to his country of origin.
My second question.
A nurse pays $200.
Try.
Yeah. Well, you know, I miss Kurt. He was good. He was good at putting people in his place, Jack. That's for sure. He was definitely out there. We got to come over. We're going to get out of here. I mean, we're already. Well, you know, Jay and I've been we've been doing a lot of 4-hour shows lately, so you can't really bitch.
The last 3 or 4 of them at least, I think.
Yeah, it's well, I think that. What? Well, the last week was like 3.5. No, because sometimes we run out of material, but a lot of times we usually have more stuff than we're going to use. Well, right now we're on. Where are we? Hold on, I'll tell you. That's another show. That's Folger's stuff. Bill Maher exposes what happened to John Fetterman, whatever that means. Why am I having music in the background? This UFO on the cover. Look how pretty Elon Musk looks like. What is this? CNN data guru dumps ice cold water on Democrat Senate hopes. Y'all want to hear it? We're going to hear it. Yeah, hold on. Just everybody loves this guy, so we're going to play him real quick. Hold on. Throw him on the stage.
There it is.
Got him up. All right,
There
here we go.
it goes.
Turn
It's
it
up there.
I want to go pee real quick. Here we go.
Okay, so what's the simple math here? Democrats need a
Yeah,
net
you take
gain
breaks, asshole.
of four Senate seats to regain control of the upper chamber in Congress. And right now, the math, simply put, isn't there for them. That is the picture.
Huh.
And I want you, it's just, you know, it's a math problem. It is a math problem. 2026 Senate poll margins. Okay, Democrats need a net gain of 4. Okay, you get 1 in North Carolina. But then you got a bunch of red on the screen. Now, these are close races, but you got a tie in Texas. Then it's +2 in Iowa for the Republicans, +2 in Alaska, and then +3, if we can make the circle there, in Ohio. So that gets you 1 seat. But of course, you need 4 seats. And on this board, red, close races, and a tie. You're at 1. You're not yet to 4.
I mean, the good news for Democrats might be they're close in Texas, Iowa, Alaska, and Ohio. But again, it needs to be 4 of these that are blue in order for them to retake it. Now, there's
and what you're not talking about, you may lose a seat or 2. There are some other Democrat seats in play.
They're very well good.
Well, they've gotten on the guru guy here a little bit because he was a little too gung ho in their bullies there for a while. Well, no, he's a cool dude. He's a lot of fun to watch. Let's see. Who else we got here?
What was the thing about Fetterman? What happened with Fetterman? Did you kind of?
Oh, I'll go. Hold on. Let me read this and I'll go back. NASA footage shows something massive moving across the moon's surface.
Of what? The moon?
Of the moon. Yeah, hold on. Let me see if they got an audio clip, a video clip of it. I don't see no video. I see a bunch of shit, but I don't see no videos. People, you're gonna put up something like that. You're gonna give us a video. I've seen this story before. For some reason, I thought there was a clip, but I guess I won't. Let me scroll back up just to make sure. Nope. No, if there's not a clip, we're not going to use it. That's one of them things. Anyway, let's go back to where we were with Fetterman. Let's go back up here, up here, up here, up here. Where did it go?
Oh, while you're looking for that, what did Shapiro do today? He did. Oh, it was yesterday or Thursday? I don't know. It was earlier in the week. He signed into legislation that July, so it was at the beginning of the week. I believe it's July 1st is now official Furry Independence Day. So, hey, Al, or whatever, what's his name? Shapiro?
Yeah, Shapiro. It's
Al Shapiro? I don't know. And Mr. Shapiro, Governor Shapiro. I live in Pennsylvania. I'm a Republican. I was going to vote for you if you were, going to run again, but not now. Sorry, buddy. You're not going to win this one.
She's insane.
Yeah. Whoa, hello. You just popped yourself out of there. Screens and everything. Good Lord. But I think that's freaking nuts. A bunch of weirdos in, basically like college mascot costumes that I don't even know. Why do you dress in that kind of shit? It's the stupidest thing ever. But yeah, we got fuzzy Independence Day, July 1st, 2026, here in Pennsylvania. Yay, Shapiro. You're an idiot.
Okay. All right. Now, put me up on the screen right quick.
All right. Yeah. What did you do? You blopped yourself out.
I hit the wrong button, obviously.
Clearly.
Clean the fuck out, too.
It seemed to me like they were sort of weaponizing that to say you'd gone crazy. When I read that you were driving recklessly and too much time on Twitter and megalomania, defend yourself here, John. I don't think you're crazy. And I have certainly seen people who refuse to go all the way with the purity lovers on the left, suddenly castigated and cast out and attacked like this. So is that what's going on?
Parts of my party just wants to turn me into a Colonel Kurtz. What happened after Israel and after the border, and some of the times I might have to disagree with my party. And that's really, we brought us to that place where, just that kind of a canceling was a little bit a different thing, but now we've all moved on from that. But absolutely the truth.
You weren't showing up for bullshit, but a lot of what the senators are required to do just doesn't matter. You don't really have to be there. One of them is called bed check. What is that?
Bed check vote. It's like these votes really doesn't matter. That's why they're called bed check. It's just like you had a choice. They were just procedural thing. I took the opportunity to spend an extra day with my young children, and I've made 90% of the votes, so none of them were determinative. So for me, people in the Senate have missed more votes than I did.
You had a stroke, issues with the...
I like guy. He's right.
And then you have niggas, which I happen to be a member of.
The ears thing.
Because at first I thought Obama was
It turns out one of the fastest.
That's funny.
If you're his enemy, he doesn't give a fuck. He'll say anything.
Think about who's moderating this debate. This should be Tucker Carlson, Joe Rogan, and Elon Musk. We'd have 10 times the viewership, asking questions that GOP primary voters actually care about and bringing more people into our party. Do you think the Democrats, and we've got Kristen Welker here, do you think the Democrats would actually hire Greg Gutfeld to host a Democratic debate? They wouldn't do it. And so the fact of the matter is, I mean, Kristen, I'm going to use this time because this is actually about you in the media and the corrupt media establishment. Ask you, the Trump-Russia collusion hoax that you pushed on this network for years, was that real or was that Hillary Clinton made up disinformation? Answer the question. Go.
Mr. Roberts.
If you're his enemy, he doesn't give a fuck. He'll say anything.
Let's start with what we spent. The checks the government sent out to get America through the pandemic. There was the Families First Coronavirus Response Act for $192 billion.
You are not going to like what happens next.
What happens?
Well, I just dropped my number into Cloaked, and what it does is it immediately scans more than 100 different data broker sites.
It's the same. Yeah, you steal one of my damn tools. What happened to you in there swimming, man?
Like the Chinook.
Like the Chinook, yeah.
Oh God, what kind of insanity?
Dude, use your tongue. Yeah, yeah, it's popcorn.
And what? They're gonna make kettle corn on a griddle.
I'm assuming. Isn't that caramel? Ow, man. This
hard candy butter.
Butter, yeah. That should be good to pop it everywhere, man. You gotta put a lid down on that thing.
Yeah, I hope, yeah. But
Alrighty, everybody. We've just got our popcorn kernels and where there's originals with some butter right onto our hababichi. I'm just adding in our coarse kosher salt here. We want to get this nice and flavored.
Yeah,
additionally, I'm going to put some cinnamon sugar here. You can use just cinnamon if you like. But we're making a sweet version of this delicious treat today. So I thought some cinnamon sugar would go perfect with our caramel and our popcorn and salt.
Why would you ruin two
I'm just grabbing my flippers
You
here.
can't.
I'm going to give this a quick toss to combine. Now we did pre-grease our hababichi grill here. And you can see this is all starting to melt and become deliciously combined together. I do want to make sure that our caramel is really getting on top and incorporated with our kernels. It smells like a churro right now, y'all. It smells like
insane.
Cinnamon sugar, absolute masterpiece. We're gonna get all of this. Just
Is this gonna be like popping hot caramel?
And we are almost done. This is so quick. This is a really fun, easy thing. I like to make this for birthday parties for the kids. So fun to do during the summer. And everyone loves this. Unfortunately, I can never say no. But, you know, some things in life are too good to resist. All right, we're going to close the lid on our hababichi. We've got this on a medium-high heat, and we're going to let these pop. You hear that? They're popping.
You're weird.
Yeah.
Alrighty, guys. It's a moment of truth. I'm about to open this. Stand back. Look at this. Oh.
It looks like a mess.
Y'all, you got to make this for 4th of July. It's like we've got some fireworks. Caramel popcorn right at home on the hababichi. Y'all got to try this.
Meanwhile, it's starting to burn on your griddle.
You put that on my grill and kick your ass, man.
Yeah, no kidding.
Number 1.
It's fucking man.
Well, Bandit was actually the other car. Cool.
Holy shit. He said what?
How can you come here and tell me there's no such thing as white privilege and no such thing as racism?
Easily. There's no such thing as white privilege or racism. So There's racism, but it's not institutional. I mean,
So are you saying the judge was wrong?
of course. I mean, your judges could be wrong all the time without specific knowledge of what you're talking about with that. But here's the most obvious way I could debunk what you're saying, which is you assume Jan Brewer signed it because she hates Latino people. Is that right?
It came out that she has. It's been proven.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Whoa. What evidence do you have that Jan Brewer hates Latino people?
If you go watch the documentary about Raza Studies.
What?
It's been go watch the documentary. It's called Raza Studies. It's about Mexican American studies.
La Raza Studies?
Raza Studies.
Okay. Well, yeah, not exactly well versed in that, but
what's wrong with that?
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. It sounds interesting. But I suppose the question is, would there be another explanation for Jan Brewer doing that, or are you going to blame?
She signed another law called SB 1070.
So what about SB 1070?
What's wrong? Do you know what SB 1070 is?
Tell me what it is.
It's basically a law for an officer to pull me over and ask for my papers. But I've never even been to Mexico.
Okay, well, I think people should be asked for their papers regardless of the skin
Okay,
color.
so there we go. Here's white privilege.
Why is that white privilege?
Okay, here we go.
How's that white privilege?
Here we go. Who are they going to ask for their papers? Me or you?
I get asked for papers all the time.
No,
when I
you
get pulled over. Yeah, I can show you my pile of
Do you get
driver's
asked to prove that you're a citizen of the United States?
Hold on a second. First of all, I get asked for my driver's license all the time when I get pulled over. In fact, every time I get pulled over, I get asked for my driver's license. Okay. So here's the one thing. Do you really think that you're being pulled over just because of the color of your skin?
Dude, it's happened many times.
Hey, guess what? I get pulled over too.
Holy shit. He said what?
How can you come here and tell me there's no such thing?
My Blue Chew Gold just kicked in.
Maybe you're getting pulled over.
It is fucking big. Look at these pigs. It's all trash.
Oh my God.
You put it in your mouth and you hear music. This is
Okay. Come with these guys.
Yes. That's the slogan.
It's really easy to use.
Yeah.
I'm going to be really careful. I'm not going to touch the end because you're going to need this.
Okay.
You just pull this out. Hold this button for 3 seconds, and I'm going to give you some instructions that you've probably never heard and are never going to hear again. Put it in your mouth, and then it's okay to put it against your teeth. You can even bite down on it a little.
Just cover your eyes. Just cover your eyes.
Oh, I brought one for you too.
Okay, yeah. You get this. You get the suck on one too. You get the suck on one too, bro.
I wish you all the best in your career. But I have a problem with the stuff that you have been saying today.
Press the hold it for 3 seconds.
Is it supposed to be blinking?
Yes.
All right, ready?
Cheers.
What the hell are these guys eating?
Right down. What in the world?
Oh, man.
Dude.
Okay.
Are you doing it too? Are you biting on it?
Normally, sound is vibrations in the air.
Yes.
They hit our eardrum, and then they get transferred to our inner ear, to the bones in there. With bone conduction technology, you just put a very minor vibration up against your bones, and it takes it straight to the inner ear.
You
put it in your mouth, and you hear music.
Bill Maher just upset the liberal community.
Everything I've ever not liked about him was, I swear to God, absent, at least on this night with this guy. There were so many moments when I hit him with a joke or contradicted something and no problem. Told him he was wrong when he tweeted the night before that I was critical of all things Trump. Not true. Check the tapes. Moving Israel's embassy to Jerusalem, loved it. The border did need to be controlled. DEI had gone too far. Biological men shouldn't be playing women's sports. Europe should pay for their defense. And of course, it makes sense that Arab countries should take in Arab refugees, like the million Syrians who wound up in Germany when Saudi Arabia took none. He said to me, "You're right, they took none." I said, "Well, you should remind your boyfriend in Saudi Arabia that the next time you see him." He laughed. I never felt I had to walk on eggshells around him. And honestly, I voted for Clinton and Obama, but I would never feel comfortable talking to them the way I was able to talk with Donald Trump. I feel it's emblematic of why the Democrats are so unpopular these days.
Bill Maher.
This is a sign of yeast growth. This is a sign.
Goodbye, yeast growth. Goodbye, world. Okay, where are we at? Let me get back to the room. Anyway, people, it's 1 o'clock. No, it's 2 o'clock. Jay's time. Jay's going to turn into a fucking pumpkin. Remember, people, I will be here in the daytime with John, and then tomorrow for the office school. We will be off tomorrow for the chat. The boys and I are taking off. Jay is going to get some strange. I'm not going to say what it was. Sean, I don't know. Sean,
two blocks up the street is the local high school, and they have a professional fireworks display tomorrow night. So my friends are going to come up from Maryland. We're going to play some games till about dark time and walk up and take a look.
Yeah. Sean's got probing plans. I'm not sure what that was. I didn't ask. I didn't want to know. Some people don't need to know. What was that, Jackie? What were you? Oh, no, I'm sorry, Denise. What was it? What do you mean? No, Sean does. He legit goes gold mining. Yeah. Take it easy, Kevin, man. Thanks for stopping by. Actually, we got about 2/3 of our articles done. There was some stuff. Well, I wanted to play some clips, and we'll save them for next week. But these were all the Europeans who came to America who said they didn't want to leave and how much they loved it.
Raving about the country.
And there's an apology tour. So there's a bunch of them that are apologizing to what we've been talked about. And the best part is they've challenged their media in Europe now. So now the media has to recant a lot of what they said. Because they're saying they want the World Cup back here again as soon as possible. Like, they're fucking, hey, man, we had a great time. Well, a lot of them for some reason, the South has a really good reputation in Europe. I don't know why, more so than the North does. They just have it. Everybody wants to go there.
Country charm and hospitality. I mean, I don't know the name of the bit. There's a famous George Carlin bit where he talks about driving the I-95 corridor from Florida up to New York, and the allegory is that as he starts down there at the toll booth, when he goes to pay money to going from certain areas, sometimes you have to pay a toll. They're nice down south, and they greet you, hi, how are you, happy, nice day. They give you a change, blah, blah. And then each toll booth as you go up, they get more and more nastier and rude till you get to New York, and they're the worst. That's how he describes the nation. It just seems that people down below Virginia seem to have a much different attitude towards life. Way different.
Well, Jimmy, last time I was in Baltimore, this is weird. Now, I'm a kind of scary, I can be a scary, ugly looking guy sometimes. If I'm just in jeans and a t-shirt. When I'm in a suit, most people just look at me. Because I'm a decent sized guy, I'm 250 pounds, I'm 5'11". So yeah, I can be a bit scary if I walk up on you. But when I'm just bumming around, I look like somebody might slash your neck or break your neck. In a suit, you think, oh, I'm a nice general guy. But regardless, my size alone generally is enough for most people just to treat me with X amount of respect. Just because, I might lose my mind and snap somebody's fucking head off or something. No, in the South, it's different because we're just, here it's a habit. It's not a thing. We don't think about it. So like in Baltimore, I never seen anybody open a door not one time. By anybody. DC, I actually seen it once or twice. Down here, it's, you go in the store, somebody's going to hold the door for you. Doesn't matter. Black, white, old lady, young guy, doesn't matter. And they'll wait for you if you're like halfway across the parking lot. They'll wait for you to hold the door. It's just a respect thing. And the food is far better in the South than it is in the North.
Yes, I would agree too. A little spicier.
I'm not.
To go.
Yeah, I'm not hating on the North food. North's got decent food. It's just for y'all, seasoning is salt and pepper. For us, salt and pepper is just the start. Then we got to put the trilogy in there. That's
just the base. Yeah.
and then after the trilogy, we have to put the Pope in there. The Pope is garlic. The trilogy is onion, celery, and bell pepper. And then the Pope is garlic. So all that goes in.
But it's not onion. Down where you are, it's onion.
Yeah, onion.
It's onion.
So
remember that, dude?
Before you cook anything, you have those 6 basic seasonings, and then you start cooking. Then you start layering seasoning after seasoning. So you put in a couple things, and you'll cook some. You put in something else. You'll cook some. As you're going through that way, when you get to the end, you have 9, 12, 14, 16 seasons in there that have taken all afternoon to blend together to create a flavor that you're like, holy fucking cow. What do you mean, Chris? Oh, no. I mean, there's just junk food down here like everywhere else. There's hamburgers and hot dogs. Matter of fact, I was telling this the other day. Yesterday, I ordered from actually an expensive restaurant down here. I was looking for something particular, and they had some special 2 kids shrimp dinners and 2 kids hamburgers.
Oh yeah.
So I ordered them just for shits and giggles because I needed something to snack and I was hungry. But I wasn't hungry yet. He fucking came back to hamburgers as big as quarter pounders. And there was like 8 shrimp in each basket plus fries and a drink. I was like, what? For $10 people each. I was like, get the fuck out of here. So that's like 20 shrimp, 16 shrimp, 2 orders of fries, and 2 drinks for $10. 2 full best
good deal.
Fries and drinks for $10. Yeah, so you don't get that. So now they're on my list now. Now I'm gonna order a steak from them and get rid of some pasta or something. I like it. No, I'm not, I ain't getting as much free money as I used to have. No, maybe when I go back on tour, I might. But no, I retired. I don't pay them. See, before, like, just to put this in perspective, just recently a lady called me. I could have made about $2,500 for about a day's work. But I don't have the truck anymore. Most of the tools are put away. Nobody wants to be climbing on roofs by myself. So, no, I'm retired. I work a little bit. I'm mostly retired. No, because I want more money. I'm greedy. I just like to do shit anyway. But we got something coming up soon, and we're going to get out of here. We are working on. We don't know where yet. We want to do one in the south. So we want to do one like in the northeast, one in the south, one in the heart, one in the west. Just mini-sized, like 5 speaker, 6 speaker conferences, maybe 10 speakers. Yeah, and just different. Well, what we used to do in the old days is we'd go get like one of those. Well, they had the Mormons had this church, and they would rent you their side one that held about 150, 200 people. It was like $50 a day or some shit. So we would rent them, and now they're like $200. But you can still rent them and just charge a little fee, $5, $10, $20 to come in, depending on who you get speaking and what it's about. Yeah. But anyway, we'll get more about that in the future. We got to go. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to United Public Radio. News on the flip side. I hope everyone has a safe and happy, fun 4th of July and
don't blow your fingers off.
Yes. I'll be here tomorrow for a little while, for about 2 hours with John. And then I'm going to take a rest after that. And then I will maybe head out. They got a crab festival right around the corner from where I live.
Oh, gosh. Yummy, yummy.
Yeah. So we might
crab?
go to that. Yeah.
Yum.
Well, there's a festival in every city on the coast. There's a fucking festival in every city around the world.
Yeah. I mean,
but there's a festival where I live on the coast now. There's a festival. So it's wherever you want to go hang out. But anyway, on that note, thanks again for tuning in to United Public Radio. Any bones, bitches, or complaints, please feel free to write to Michelle DeRoche at uprradio@gmail.com. Now y'all actually have an address to write to. I know, huh? She may write you back. She'll probably need a bird finger.
Yeah.
Why you want to write to me? I'm way meaner than she is. No, I pick a lot and always say how mean she is, but really, when it comes right down to it, how mean she is. Yes. It's the quiet ones that are always the nice ones. Anyway, good night, everybody. It's really